Chris, how's it going? Be starting it up in a minute. I think I'm almost ready. Okay, let's switch over to the game. Oh, I actually did not switch it over from last time. My bad. One moment. Let's not play this in the 4x3. There we go. So, where we last left off, we were right in front of Port Cadence, and Lord Shigure will not let us leave until we fight him again. So, in order to go see Grimoirh, we're gonna have to deal with Shigure. But before we even do that, we gotta deal with the expedition. So I think we're good to go. I guess, you know, I'm waking up here, but I think we can more or less do a boss fight. Most people have meter, except for Aizen. We'll see how it goes. So, people that are looking for achievements in the game, there's one that's actually really annoying to get, and it surprisingly is not getting all the skits in the game. It involves seeing every mystic art in the game. I think what'll happen is if you play through the game and you miss one, you can replay, and it'll remember all the other ones you did, but you still have to find the original one that you missed. This one is missable. I'm not sure with our current difficulty if I could show it off. If not, I'll just do like a little addendum afterwards. But there is a missable mystic art in this particular battle, so we have to be careful about this. So I will try to show it off if nothing else. Hello, Lord Shigure.
There they are.
Which must mean they took out every one of the exorcists who went after them.
Hey, I told them not to bother. Now how did that sword of yours turn out? Fine, I'll find out for myself.
Rokuro, we can handle the exorcists. Go and find your victory.
Thanks. All right, let's get down to business.
Let's get down to business, chat. So this guy actually has a lot of health, and his stats are fairly high, actually, for a boss. So we have to be a little careful with him. He's got a lot of the same attacks that we've seen before. I think the one to look out for, as always, will probably be the stun and focus ups. Oh, he actually has multiple pages there. Interesting. So hopefully we can one-shot him as he gets lower in health, but we'll see. Let's take out his Mace Praetors as well. I love that when I go to see number defeated, you've just never defeated Shigure, chat. Game's calling me out, chat.
You better not die too quickly on me. I want this to be fun. Come on, bro. Don't hold back.
Shut up! Don't play games with me!
Ooh, I dodged too late. So let's take out the Spellcasters, so that way we have a slight chance against this boss. So I think Eleanor has died. Yes, she has. It is what it is, though, chat. 1 second, chat. I turn off my phone. It's acting a little weird. It's trying to activate the push to talk or whatever. I'll have to clean it out later or something. It's probably just a jam button. So I'm not in a very great position. I kind of need them to stun Shigure. And I'm the one that's getting stunned. I think I'm gonna have to take control for a little bit of Velvet. Wait, why didn't he you're wide open then? There we go. Yeah, I want to make sure we do some spell damage to him. I don't want to play purely ranged against him, but I want to make sure Rokuro is in here, just in case things get really bad. There we go, much better. There we go, I was looking for this.
It'll be the same every time.
Oh, that actually killed me. Oh, that's not good. Well, I showed it off, but I didn't intend to die with that. It's fine. Now it's less fine. Go tank the set, go!
I enter the fray.
Yeah, Eleanor was kind of dead since like the start of the fight. It's kind of annoying. We'll do what we can, chat. Oh, I went to counter that. I guess I pressed it too early. Oh, and then he counterattacked me. That's not good. There we go. We're having the 1v1 the game probably intended, but not what I wanted. Oh, there we go, chat. Ooh. Ooh. Unfortunately, I'm slowed. So I was in a little trouble. Yeah, Hurricane, chat. Well, you know what? We're gonna try not using any item. Oh, well, this is the problem. I was gonna say, let's try not using any items. I wanted to show off his Mystic Art, but I think he just party wiped us.
Don't tell me you're finished already.
Oh, I'm not finished already, Shigure. We'll go through. Oh no, there seems to be the bots in chat. Okay, so in my defense, I did show off the Mystic Art. Unfortunately, that killed Velvet, which was not intended, and things kind of went downhill from there. So I don't know why Eleanor actually died. Why did Eleanor die? What is her resistances like? They're not even low. I'm actually not really sure what killed her. We'll retry.
All right, let's get down to business.
Alright, so we need to focus on interrupting the spellcasters as soon as possible.
Come on, bro. Don't hold back. Shut up.
'Cause I think that was the big issue last time, is just they died for some reason while I was dealing with the spellcasters. Let's just go ahead and nuke them.
Now, rise, arise, ascending, angel.
I want to make sure that guy is actually dead.
Ooh, those are some fine-looking swords you got there.
Take a good look, because they're going to cut you down.
Yeah, that's right. Get into it. Keep it up. I love it.
Now, rise,
There we go. We took him out with Magilu.
angel. Earth, come, Thorber, them. Trouble.
Okay, this time our party members are actually alive, so let's do more damage this time, chat. Let's get down to business and defeat the Huns. Very true, chat. Yeah, this time I'm not gonna bother letting him show off any moves. We're going in, chat.
No mercy! Wounds that won't heal! Spirit release! Finding order! Here it comes! Here! Spyro!
Not bad.
We actually got a very long combo in him there. Oh, she probably attacked while he was countering. That's probably how she died. She took a lot of damage from that. Look at that combo, chat. Look at that absolutely nasty combo that was going on him. He might not even get a chance to miss the guard again. See, this is why it's missable, chat. Poor boss. There we go. I still want him to use it, chat. We'll make it fair. Goodbye, Luffy said. Got him.
Not bad at all. But I'm not done yet. You put up a good fight, I'll give you that. But you're a frickin' demon. Shouldn't you bring more to the table than pretty damn good Rangetsu style? You don't have what it takes to win against the rightful heir.
Don't count me out. Just yet. I've got something to show you! Take this! What?
Now that was clever! Giving up one of your own hands to go for my neck. If I was just a second slower, I'd be dead now. I like it. This is what I've been looking for. Alright, let's call it good here. Listen up! If y'all want any hope of beating me, come find me once you're more skilled and better armed.
I'll cut you down. No matter how many times I lose. No matter how many years it takes.
There we go. That's the face I'm looking for. So vicious. It's perfect.
What is wrong with him?
Shouldn't you be worrying more about your own skin? The entire Abbey knows by now that you're a traitor.
That guy, he was really strong.
Yeah, he was. They all are.
But we will beat him if we must. No matter what it takes.
The Von Eltius here.
Let's get going.
Please, take me with you. I'll make a sword that surpasses Stormhowl yet. I know I will. But for another blade to beat Stormhowl, its wielder must be a swordsman of unmatched skill.
Hey, Eisen. Got any room on this pile of wood scrap for a suit of armor?
If not, make someone wear it.
Works for me. You heard him, Kurogane.
Many thanks.
Okay, we're off to find Grimoirh and decipher the book. You know where we're going, right, kiddo?
Yeah, we're headed for the Assault Archipelago in Southgand.
As a reminder, chat, Gand. So unfortunately, Laphicet was sacrificed, so we did not get a whole ton of grade. But interestingly, we didn't get a defeat difficult enemy on the grade, so this actually didn't count as a boss fight for some reason. I'm not really sure about that, chat. But anyway, we got 2 additional moves, so that's good. Water Snake's Wake is kind of fun to use. Smokescreen Assault isn't bad. A Numbing Glaze Sight, we'll take a look at what that does in a moment. I see there's a skit waiting for us, but I want to make sure we look at all of our upgrades as we go across. Makes sense. Numbing Glaze Sight is all the paralysis related ones, got it. Let's see what they have to say in terms of skits.
Velvet's demon hand. It's such a mysterious weapon. I can only imagine how much of a threat it will become to the Abbey. This calls for a clear-headed breakdown of everything I know about it so far. It changes shape in a flash, and can devour most anything. How must that feel, to devour something with your hand like that? But it doesn't devour the bandages that cover it up. Maybe they're protected with some sort of special art? Likewise, the rest of her outfit can't be ignored. One would think she wouldn't want to wear such ragged clothing, yet she clearly has no inclination of buying something new. I suppose that could be taken to mean she has some sort of attachment to it. But that top is really big for her. Like it was made for a man. Maybe she wears that outfit in memory of someone important to her. I'd better not touch it then. I know I may not look it, but I really am good at sewing. Maybe I should suggest mending her clothes rather than outright replacing them. On the other hand, that fabric looks like it would be hard to push a needle through. I could be in over my head. But the tougher the fight, the more I get fired up. Of course, Lord Artorias would probably scold me if he heard me talking like that.
Who'd scold you for what now?
Oh, well, I was thinking about sewing. I mean, your clothes, they're all beat up, and I thought that if I offered to mend them for you, you'd probably scold me. Wouldn't you?
You'd mend my clothes? Have they been worrying you that much?
I mean, not like constantly or anything. It just crosses my mind from time to time.
Are you good at it?
Yes. I'm told I come across as awkward sometimes, but if nothing else, I'm good with my hands.
I see. All right, if I ever need it done, I'll come to you.
Good, just leave it to me.
Are you feeling all right? You're really sweating. The heat and the cold doesn't bother me at all, but you're a human, so you need to take care of yourself. And if you keep soaking in your own sweat, you'll catch a cold. Besides, I don't imagine it feels that great. You should keep washing and bathing on your own schedule, like however you did before falling in with us. Just let me know and I'll make it work. Because the guys aren't considerate enough to stop and ask you if you need to.
Sure. All right. Thanks. That was a surprisingly normal thing for her to say. I probably shouldn't bother with her clothes for now. We girls have to be considerate of each other.
Had like the Magilou expression in the background. Also, we have Friendly Velvet, which we don't see very often, at least not this early in the game. Let's speak to Mr. Red Scarf here, the Bloodwing agent. You defeated a Code Red, did you? Were you a savior or an executioner? Ah, even the wind from the sea weeps. Well, we completed a lot of hunts, apparently. It says the sea just squats there, ready for anything, and never flinching. They'll keep doing that after humans are gone, too, won't it? Well... Oh, we got the Clairvoyance Ventite. Oh, I forgot that was a thing that doesn't initially show there. So we have all the minimap updates already unlocked, so we don't have to worry about that. But if you were playing the game and you're wondering why you can't see how many chests you have left on the minimap, you apparently get it after this boss. So we have a few more skits to go through, but we're just gonna take a couple detours. One thing I always like to check in the Tales games is, do the animals make sounds when you talk to them? Unfortunately, it seems like in this game the answer is no. 0 out of 10, chat. Can't make the seagulls squawk at us. We're just gonna do a nice little detour here, check inside the building before we go. Well, I could see we missed the chest. There's the chest. We'll go through these very strangely placed objects. We'll get a little extra cash since we're here. Get some random things. Olive oil we just use for cooking ingredients or sell it. I know, chat. Berseria has to step it up. I mean, like, we could talk to the animals in East, so I'm just saying, step it up. Let's see, the townsperson says, the port may have lost its bustle, but the craftsmanship here is good as ever. Our swordsmiths are among the best you'll find. There might not be a lot of bright steel left, but the quality makes up for the lack of quantity. Sure. Old man says, piles of bright steel and iron ore passed through this port in its glory days, but the mines of the frigid ravine have run dry. Now this is just an island on the southwest frontier. I guess if there's a boom, a bust isn't too far off.
Hey, you there. That's one impressive sword you got.
You know a lot about swords?
I'm a novice swordsmith. Been at it for 20 years. Now, I'm finally able to make a blade worthy of the name.
20 years, and still just a novice?
It's a competitive world out there for a swordsmith, especially here on this island.
But I heard many swordsmiths have given up. There's less ore around nowadays, and swords don't work against the demons.
True, swords are useless against demons. Unless it's an exorcist that's using them. Kednik's weaponry has always been prized in Midgant. The Abbey recognized our talents, and now, business is booming. All the smiths here are grateful to the Abbey. They're keeping all of us alive and fed.
Sorry about that, chat. Forging equipment that can withstand an exorcist's power is no simple task. You have to enhance it again and again with the help of its owner in order to perfect it. You'll be needing to enhance your own equipment, too. So, I think Kirk picked up on something while we were watching through the fight with Shigure, and that we broke the daggers already. So, so it's going to become a thing going forward that we're going to be basically honing a pair of swords and or other weapons in order to inevitably beat, or at least subdue, Shigure in the future. I feel like chat has different opinions on it. We'll see what they think about Kuragane's blacksmith skills. What's really unfortunate, chat, is that even though you get him, he does not let you just, like... You can't just go to him on the ship and then, like, craft upgrades, either. So he doesn't actually act like a blacksmith for you, except for Rokuro. But anyway, let's see. We're talking to Man. What does Man have to say? I was surprised at the sudden order to stay indoors, but Legate Shigure knows what he's doing. He took care of that Swordbreaker demon once and for all. Thank goodness he's around. Legate Shigure is the greatest swordsman in the world. No demon could ever stand against him. The only wound he's ever suffered came from his pet cat scratching his chin. So only only the Moloch can hurt him. Yeah, I don't think we've done enough battles to reset this, but we'll take a look. Yeah, nothing reset. It's about what I expected, chat. Talkative housewife. The Abbey says the dreaded Swordbreaker's on the loose, but they've sent a legate after him. Who knows what damage the Swordbreaker could have caused if we weren't warned in time. Thank goodness for the Abbey, says housewife by the well. Thank goodness for the Abbey, chat. Ooh, another chest. We'll take that life bottle, chat. What do you have to say, guard?
So, you guys made it. Whatever happened to that Swordbreaker?
He's been dealt with.
What are you doing here?
After everything you said to me, I had a change of heart. I quit banditry. Thank you.
I'm glad you listened to reason. What do you plan on doing from here on out?
I'm heading to the capital. I plan on opening a restaurant for bandit cuisine.
Bandit cuisine?
Yeah, you get your hands on all sorts of food as a bandit. You gotta use what you have, and still make a tasty meal. Like a wild mushroom omelet minus the eggs. Or highwayman stew. It's like a hunter's stew, but, you know, made by bandits.
That sounds somewhat improper, actually. But I'd still love to visit after you open.
Really? All right. I'll be an upright citizen in no time. Maybe even the kind of man you'd consider spending some time with.
I'm rooting for you.
Hey, were you actually listening to him?
Of course I was. It's wonderful he's turned over a new leaf.
Poor guy. Hello, Reformed Bandit. I'm gonna build a better life for myself. Just you wait and see, Madam Exorcist. I paused it like 1 second too soon. I felt the expedition was there, chat. Don't think we're really ready for any of these at the moment. We gotta get more skills. Speaking of skills, let's see. We have Rising Moon Forever, which is like the best skill in the game. I mean, I could probably make something other than Searing Edge, so I guess I could humor the game by making this something else. Winter Snake's Wake is actually pretty nice because, as the name suggests, or at least the description suggests, it picks up downed enemies. So if you don't have enough souls to reset your combo, which is normally how I stand an enemy back up if I do knock them over, this move's pretty good at that. I don't have a lot of uses on it, but this is actually one of those moves that is actually pretty good. I just usually end up using other stun moves over it, like Gouging Spin, because Gouging Spin is stupid and broken. But you know, it's fine. I don't think we got anything new here. I mean, I guess I could technically put Megasonic Thrust at the end, I guess. This is probably my least favorite of the hidden arts. I don't like moves that knock enemies down, because then it forces me to use like an off the ground in a combo, and it's like, I don't really want to do that unless I'm trying to stall for meter. So at best it would be like the fourth step, or excuse me, the fourth art in the chain. And most of the time I'm only at 3 souls anyway, so I almost never use the fourth art. Just how I play. I will just almost never see these fourth arts, but I'll put it there. That way I could surprise myself in the future when I forget about it. I think Smokescreen Assault is pretty good. The only downside to it is that it moves you out of position. So I want to kind of keep that in mind. I want to probably put it here, just to kind of fish for stun. It's one of those ones where I think it's okay to pair with Hurricane Thrust, but Hurricane Thrust is just so godlike, chat. Like, it even costs 4 less than Smokescreen. I mean, getting art defense down isn't bad, don't get me wrong, but it's not physical defense down, which is all I really care about when I'm playing with Rokurou. To me, I will sometimes use the earlier forms for combos. As I said before, to hit weak points, I'll use them. But let's be honest, chat. My moveset is 90% Hurricane Thrust. We have to admit the truths, chat. Reformed Bandit and Treacherous Exorcist. OTP, let them take Eleanor and they can run away together, says Chris in chat. True.
Eisen, I thought you were supposed to be in Midgand. How did you end up here in Islegand? I thought I'd gotten used to you performing the impossible, but this time, I'm at a loss for words. We heard from the Bloodwings that the Abbey might have taken you guys out.
Not this time, but our luck won't last forever. Think of this as a dry run for when I really kick the bucket.
Aye, aye, First Mate. More importantly, are you sure it's okay to bring an exorcist aboard?
I've got my eye on her. If she does anything funny, I'll handle it.
Got it! We'll be on our guard, too.
I completely forgot this place was called Isle Gand. Chat, there are not enough Gands. Everything's a Gand. You're a Gand, I'm a Gand. We're all a Gand, chat. Pirate, what else do you have to say? But if the captain heard us... Oh, excuse me. But if the captain heard about us taking an exorcist along with us, he'd be thrilled. Now that's something you don't expect, he'd say. Okay, I think we've cleared up this port town pretty well. I think we could finally set sail for Grimoirh. Just seeing if there's anything else I should be adjusting. Unfortunately, we did not get any new weapons. I guess none of our weapons really capped, unfortunately, because we didn't really receive grade from that battle. I guess technically because we didn't defeat Shigure. We didn't get the boss victory. Benwick asks, but why in the blazes would it be Isle Gand? Well, you see, Benwick, every place in this universe is called Gand for some reason. Oh, you're not talking about the name Isle Gand, you're talking about why we're here. And he says, the skipper's curse, of course. So, we're going to be able to unlock the ability to travel between locations we've seen port to port in the future. So we're getting a little bit of a taste now. We can see little descriptions for some of the places that we've been to. We can also view descriptions of these places in the world map. As I said before, I don't usually use the world map until much later in the game. But I guess we could see the description of Port Cadence, the mining base. Port town in the southwest region of Isle Gand. It was once a prosperous mining town, but when the mineral supply dried up, the town became a shadow of its former self. Up next, we're going to be heading to the southeast, so we are in Isolt, City of the Southern Seas, described as an island floating in the balmy seas of South Gand. The year-round summer weather has given rise to a distinctive local culture. Now, chat, if you're playing this game for the first time, I will warn you, I would make sure to do everything you can in Isolt before you leave. This is a hard location to return to until much later in the game. It will become evident once we hit the plot reason as to why it becomes harder to come here, but I will let you know, chat. We will try not to miss anything on our first trip here. We will be revisiting this in the future, though. So I'm gonna let the animation play once, but we can always skip the travel icon between the two islands.
I gotta say, you guys look less like pirates and more like a circus troupe.
Are you alright with having demons on board, Benwick?
Not remotely an issue. If you're aboard this ship of misfits, you're a pirate. That's just our creed. At least, that's what the captain and the first mate always say.
Speaking of the captain, what's Eifried like?
Let's see. How do I put it? He's like if the sea were a person, and that person had a pointy beard.
Huh. A bearded sea?
Look, everybody on this ship is an outcast from society in some way. Despite that, Captain Eifried accepted us for who we are, and took us all on board.
So he's a kind man.
Well, would you say that the sea is kind? How would it feel to dive in with an open wound?
It would sting. A lot.
Quite so. Some days he's calm and steady, and others he rages. He can be shallow, deep, even a whirlpool.
Sounds like he's a little scary and hard to read.
Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to serve him. But that air of mystery keeps us around, and makes us want to take those jumps. At the end of the day, the dread pirate Van Eifried is one hell of a guy.
He sounds like Velvet in a lot of ways.
Wait, what? How so? I didn't describe him right at all, did I?
Benwick, we're changing course at once for Port Renede.
Sir? What's going on?
3 of our men have collapsed from the Corsair Scourge. They first showed symptoms 3 days ago. How are you holding up?
I'm still doing all right. But if this really started 3 days ago, That means we're all carrying it, doesn't it?
That's what I'm afraid of. But if we head straight to Port Renede, we should be able to get medicine there.
I'll check on everyone's condition.
Make sure everyone stays hydrated, including yourself, understand?
Sir, yes sir. All hands, assume emergency positions.
The crew's holding up well for a bunch of folks at death's door.
What do you mean? Is this Corsair's scourge fatal?
Quite. No one knows what causes it, but it starts with a high fever and ends up with the body falling apart like sand.
Like sand?
Once, there was a great band of pirates who ruled the seas, but the disease spread through their ships and killed every one of them. That's why it's called the Corsair Scourge.
Does that mean we've been infected as well?
You humans, for sure.
Only humans fall prey to the Corsair Scourge.
Then it could have gotten to you too. Right, Moggy Lou?
Oh, right! Alas, that my glorious saga should meet such an ignominious end!
I can't allow our vessel to die from this. If you start to feel ill, speak up.
I will.
All right, we'll all be helping out in the search. Everyone but Eleanor, that is.
Huh? Oh, why does she get to stay? I might be dying too, you know.
You're a witch. Magic yourself healthy. Now quit whining and get going.
Oh, not even a witch is safe from the ravages of the Reaper's curse!
The Reaper's curse?
Just kidding, chat. We're not going straight to our destination. We have to go get a cure for an illness that apparently is so deadly it has a 100% kill rate on the seas, unless you get a medicine for it. Presumably.
Okay, where's the herbalist? If I remember right, the Corsair's Scourge needs a particularly special medicine.
Yeah, it's a wildflower called Salatoma. Its juice can cure the Corsair's Scourge.
Doesn't sound too tricky.
Let's not relax until we have it in hand.
Right. Now let's get going.
Hold on a minute. Won't you just be spreading the disease if everyone wanders into town?
Surprisingly, no. For whatever reason, you can only catch it over the ocean waves. It's speculated it might have something to do with the salt in the air, or maybe the microbes in the seawater.
Nobody knows the cause for sure, but there are no recorded cases of people catching it on land.
I see. A strange affliction indeed.
We'll be back soon. You all remain on the ship.
All right. Good luck out there, sir.
We've got to hurry.
Salatoma. Is this really going to be necessary?
What do you mean, Eleanor?
Oh, nothing. It's just, well, the herb is known to work well for fevers and the like, but it tastes bad. So bad. Some say it would even bring a demon to the brink of tears.
Maybe so. But better to drink it than to die, right?
Oh, I'm not worried. It just reminded me of stories from my childhood is all.
To map the world.
The map's getting filled in little by little.
There's still a long way to go. It's a big world out there.
Yeah, that's true.
And a lot can happen on the waves. The far seas are unexplored territory for a reason.
I'd imagine so. The seasons and the weather can change the sea completely.
Oh. Do I sense a budding interest in the sea?
Think you're feeling less apathetic about it now?
I wouldn't say that. I was just reminded of something someone once said to me.
It's actually kind of funny because I don't think I mentioned this yet, but we did a lot of expeditions and we did a lot of cooking. And I said we did a lot of cooking in order to unlock skits. But I didn't mention that the game has like little time checks for the skits. So even though we've met all the conditions, we just haven't advanced far enough in the plot. So we just got a skit talking about going on expeditions, even though we've explored every location. I'm not 100% certain why all of them are locked behind plot, because the plot honestly doesn't have anything to do with a lot of the side things, especially the cooking ones. But we'll see those kind of randomly throughout chat. So we just got our first one. I think we have to explore at least 3 territories. We've unlocked all of them though, chat. One thing I have to remember to do before we go too much further, I'll probably do it between sessions, is I noticed that Eleanor and Magilu only have a 1 in cooking. So I'm going to try to burn our ingredients, I think, between streams, and try to get their cooking level to at least 15 for skits. But again, we have some time before it's mandatory for it to get that high. Speaking of which, I guess for now, if we're just going to have auto cook going, let's start leveling up Eleanor, I suppose.
I'm finished. This should be all right.
She says it should be all right. So now we can start using the melon and chocolate sauce we're getting from our current expedition to just slowly build up her cooking skill. Because right now I think we're basically overcapping, so no matter what, this helps us. Looks like we have yet another skit, which is the one that normally pops up when you come here.
That Rokuro, always telling all of us except Eleanor to work harder. Doesn't he realize that I'm a delicate maiden too? This is workplace discrimination. I should put him on a witch trial and burn him at the stake!
I don't think that's how witch trials work.
What's wrong, Eleanor? You look like you've got something on your mind.
I'm just trying to figure out what Rokuro was thinking. When I had Lord Shigure at the end of my spear, Rokuro threw his dagger right at my head. I thought I was dead for sure. I feel like I saw who he truly was, and it frightens me. But he and Lord Shigure are always trying to kill each other. I can't understand why he did what he did.
It might have something to do with his Bushido code.
What's Bushido? Is that like a sword fighter's code?
It's a way of thinking. Be loyal to your lord. Respect your parents. Protect the weak. And act with honor.
You're saying that he was following this Bushido code, and he was protecting me because I was weak?
He might have turned into a demon, but his memories and personality are still intact. I doubt his moral values have disappeared either.
Do you really think he believes in that Bushido stuff? Carving through his enemies with a cruel and unsparing sword! Slash! Pow! Shazam! That's the true nature of a Rangetsu man! I heard that when Velvet first met him, he immediately attacked her without any provocation. I'm sure you haven't already forgotten how he turned his swords on the kid in that fight against Kurogane.
I wouldn't read too much into what Magilu's saying. Rokuro lives for his sword, and that's just who he is.
But I don't think he's all that bad.
I thought you were the one who called him frightening.
I know I said he can be a scary person, but how do I put it? I do feel there's more to him than just wanting to cut people up. It's like he's more sensitive to other people's emotions than he might seem to be at first glance. A sword fighter has to sense his opponents on some level, right?
For a crazed demon, he's actually a nice guy. Is that it?
Maybe. I don't know. It's not like I know him well enough to claim any deep personal insight or anything.
You brought it up.
Again, I do enjoy the back and forths that involve Velvet. Oh, we get to see the idle animation for Laphicet. Look at that, he pulls out the little compass. And it goes into the magical space that doesn't exist. Normally, he has a pouch behind him in his standard outfit, if you're wondering why he does that. Look at that, stretching out. So let's see, what does Hardened Pirate have to say? He's completely and utterly out of it. Would you mind bringing some medicine? I'll give him some antiseptic in the meantime. Fenwick says, we'll manage to keep ourselves alive, so get out there and find some Salatoma. Hello, person hunched over the edge. Raw pirate chat. Ugh, this is bad. I think I've got it too. Shut up, lad. You can handle seasickness during a storm, but not this? Huh, you're right. If I don't pull myself together, the captain'll never let me hear the end of it. /POW Magicazam chat. So, again, what I do like in this game is that there's a lot of character acknowledgement of, like, what people do and do not know. Like, for example, very quickly in the plot cutscene that we saw earlier, I think that was the first time anybody actually mentioned the Reaper's Curse out loud, and Eleanor was not really sure what that was. So again, I like the fact that they're kind of consistent in the knowledge for the different characters. And they're not just going along with things just to go along with things, like some RPGs do, unfortunately. What does the soldier have to say? Warg Forest is east of Renede through the fens of Nog, and Burnak Plateau is to the north. That is a series of words, chat. There aren't many safe places in... there aren't many safe places in Westgand. So if you're going to travel, be prepared. Soldier says, the merchant vessel Van Valvi. Donating another load of relief supplies? We're always grateful. Velvet asks, donating supplies? Eisen, it's only a ruse. We keep a bit of cargo stored away from when we need to make anchor in a hurry. I see. Even with Corsair Scourge, you never slip, do you? Villager says, these supplies came just at the right time. Port Boy says, aye. With all the exorcists and soldiers about, it was starting to feel a bit tight. Let's see what these gentlemen have to say.
A bit ago, a manacled body got caught in my nets.
Manacled? A prisoner?
You too? Yesterday, my nets pulled up an arm. Manacles, even a brand on that one. I really can't take this anymore. I'm losing my appetite, and it's bad for my heart.
You said it. Judging by the tides, they would have to have come from that prison island. Is it really just a prison?
You think it's strange, too? I've suspected something about that place for a while now. They say the whole island is a prison, but if you ask me, I bet it's just an execution ground.
Or it's for experimenting on demons.
Experimenting? What do you mean?
Testing the demons' capabilities. That's why they need prisoners. Food for the monsters.
Not a bad theory.
Just kidding! There's no way the Abbey would do something that horrible, right?
You sure think of some crazy ideas. I bet all of this is the work of some vicious pirate gang.
Yeah, something like that.
That guy, he's pretty sharp.
Now that you mention it, I haven't seen any patrol ships around there recently. Used to be they'd chase you off if you got too close.
You know, you're right. If there are pirates about, it'll mean trouble unless the Abbey tightens up their patrols.
The best we can do is keep a wide berth of it for now. We wouldn't want pirates and demons sneaking up on us.
I think we'd notice if pirates or demons were around. No way they'd catch us unawares.
I can't tell if he's sharp or dull as a brick.
Oh, lofty set. Chat, they'll never see pirates or demons sneaking up on them. They'll never be caught up guard. Young Fisherman says, I know it sounds like bragging, but I swear I got a sixth sense. If the seas are about to get rough or there are demons nearby, I could feel it. Maybe, just maybe, I have what it takes to be an exorcist. Practiced Fisherman responds, if you're still saying the same thing in 10 years, I say go for it. Yes, there could be pirates or demons anywhere. Anywhere. Velvet is asking if there's an apothecary around here. An apothecary? Sure, there's one in the village. Here in Westgan, plants and animals infected with Demon Blade have been attacking folks, so the apothecary barely has any time to sleep. I see. Thank you. Well, there should be a chest in here, chat. It's over here. Oh, no, odorless fluids over here, but I'll take that. That's a good crafting supply. Villager says, I'm happy to have more exorcists around, but what are they doing in Warg Forest? Shouldn't they be defending Renede? I haven't been told any reason, but I heard the orders came from the shepherd himself, replies the soldier. There must be some deeper purpose. So that's interesting, chat. The exorcists are not guarding the town, but instead they're in the forest. I wonder what they could be doing. Soldier says, when I look at equipment these days, all I want to do is dismantle it. Collecting materials has become a hobby of mine. Soldier's companion says, I know the feeling. Just keep it under control, alright? Yeah, I need to stop dismantling equipment I was planning to enhance. See that, chat? Crafting is canon. Well, this would have been useful to use this particular bottle to return to town. but we carried over the unlimited teleports, so we don't have to worry about that. We'll keep it just to keep it, though. Peddler says, there's demons that will attack you if they so much smell potensite on you. Village Gossip replies, really? Potensite might be handy to have around, but I wouldn't want to die over it. Well, apparently there's only one in any particular region, so unless your luck is miserable, you're unlikely to bump into any. Velvet asks, demons drawn to potensite, eh? Magalu says, one per region is pretty rare though, even for demons. Still, it's not a nice thought. I think that's a hint about the bonus bosses. I think. Where if you get into multiple encounters, you'll eventually bump into somebody that is like ultra dangerous, I guess.
That's an interesting bridge.
This bridge has a bit of history to it. Port Renede was originally built here on this inlet. The water's deep enough for ships, but as you can see, it's a bit too narrow for a port. Large ships couldn't come close without a top-rate crew, so Port Renede was used almost exclusively by smaller ships.
What about the Von Eltia?
We're the best of the best. We came and went as we pleased.
So your point is you wanted to brag?
Hey, let me finish. The people wanted their town to grow, so they built an outer harbor for large ships, and this bridge to connect to it.
Uh-huh. So that's why the port and the town are separate.
But there's more. We secretly helped provide the funds and resources for them to build it.
So you are bragging.
And did this bridge bring prosperity to Port Renede?
No. The Abbey began regulating shipping and travel right about the time the town finished building the outer port. If only the seas had remained free, Port Renede would have developed into a center for commerce and trade.
I suppose things don't always go as planned.
Then again, even if Port Renede became a bustling port, we still would have no trouble slipping in or out.
I'm not biting this time.
Or Velvet. So chat, this is actually a location that showed up in Zestiria, just to kind of bring things together between the two games. However, in the far distant future of Zestiria, this place was actually destroyed. So you might remember I was walking around kind of like a swampland area. It should look a little more familiar once I exit the town. See, I was looking for something, chat, but they are not here. I hear them, but I don't see them. So later on, we'll be able to see the frogs. I think they're on top of this rock. Yeah, we can't see them yet. We'll keep an eye out for them, chat. They're kind of goofy when we do find them. We have a lot of chests to go pick up and a few more skits to see. Take another life bottle. That's never a bad thing. Again, my goal is to try to beat every boss without using items. With the exception of the early bosses, just because we didn't have any break soul. But we'll be using life bottles possibly in dangerous encounters, because those are kind of unwinnable at points, depending on what you get into. Let's see what the villager says. It rains so much in Westgand. I suppose it makes everything lush and green, but they say demon blight affects plants too. It makes the rain feel like a curse. The idea of the rain being a curse, also a big theme in Zestiria. Oh boy, I remember this. So, we'll take a short break to take a look at this minigame, chat. This game is kind of hard to win if you haven't played any other Tales games, but good luck, chat. Wait a minute. So his name is Hitoshi, but he says, hi, I'm Hidemi. Oops. Chat, oops. Hi, Hitoshi Hidemi, third son and rising star of the character card family. Allow me to test your talent for the game. Let's take a look at the card rules. So we're going to be playing a card game, sort of similar to how Gujian 3 had a card game based off of the previous series. This one is to pair up characters from all the other Tales games. And I mean all the other Tales games. And unfortunately, I don't recognize the art for some of them because I played them in the classic format. So even though I played them, it doesn't help me to some extent. But anyway, let's read the rules out loud. The goal of the game is to claim matching pairs of cards to collect scoring sets. Begin each turn by choosing one card from your hand and playing it on the field. If a card with a matching title is currently on the field, you may take both cards into your scoring pile. If there's no match, your card remains on the field. Next, draw a card from the deck. Place it on the field and resolve as above. This ends the turn. Character card rules continued. Each card belongs to a scoring set indicated by an icon on the lower right of the card. Scoring sets are formed once you collect a certain number of cards belonging to that set. Your number of currently claimed cards of each set is displayed on the screen's right. Scoring points. Once you've completed a scoring set, you may end the round and collect points for your sets. You may also opt to continue the round, but you won't be able to end the round and collect points until you've completed another set. Continuing allows you to reach for the higher scores, but risks your opponent completing a set first, and opting to end the round in their favor. Select setting scores to see the sets along with the scores and required counts. Winning the game. The winner is the player with the most points at the end of 3 rounds. The winner will be awarded Tails coins with higher scores or earning more coins. So he's just another way we can exchange Tails coins for outfits. We ported over our Tails coins and all the outfits already, so we don't have anything to unlock here. But if you're wondering how to get the very goofy mascot outfits, you would just kind of go to any of these places and redeem. Since we have bonus points, we could technically spend money on bottles, but that is also pointless. All Divide, also kind of pointless, as it reduces grade, and I don't want to reduce grade in boss battles. I feel like the big issue with these last ones is that these cost way too much. If these had eliminated a 0 from these, like 400 for a tempering powder, that would actually be okay. But like 6,000 for a bronze scrap, I'd have to win like 7 or 8 games depending on what I play just to get one material. Like that is absolutely not worth it. That's a terrible ratio, chat. So we'll play on novice just to show the game off. Okay, so I will do my best to try to identify the characters from all the series. They have a little icon next to in the upper left to signify what game they're from, so you at least have some idea of what should be paired together. Like, fortunately, I recognize the protagonist from Tales of Destiny 1, and this is, I think, Philia. And then I see Bruiser Khan is highlighted there on the top row. I'm not sure who this is, but she could be from... Oh, she's from she's from Tales of Eternia, because I recognize that there's the healer on the board. Then we have Tales of the Abyss. So I have a lot of Tales of Abyss. I might draw it out into that. That might be Zilia. Actually, no, this is Zilia. I'm not sure which one this is, then. Interesting. I think for now, I'll play and try to grab up more Tales of the Abyss characters. So I'm not sure what dictates, like, how many cards I draw into. Oh, this is Grace's. I'm sorry, this is great. These are from Grace's. So unlike Gujian 3, it at least gives you a hint as to how some of the characters should be paired. Chad, if you're asking me who's winning, the answer is I have no idea. I've never really understood the scoring for this game. But I have multiple people here. Oh, I have a choice as to who to get. I guess I'll pick these two. I apparently got Sworn Ally. Sure. No, let's finish round, chat. Let's get as many points as we can, and the way to win is to just get something that gives you points and go, good enough, let's finish the round. We earned 5 points. Oh, I haven't played this game yet, but this has to be Vesperia. So I don't know who this character is. I recognize the protagonist. But we'll see how we go here. Oh, I must not have gotten very far in Tales of Destiny 2, because I don't recognize most of these characters. We'll have to play that on stream at some point, chat. I'll take the protagonist, Berseria. See, like, I don't understand why I didn't grab extra cards there. That's what confuses me, because I had, like, a lot of good plays, but then nothing happened. But then, like, I got cards there. I don't really understand. Oh, you know what it is? I think because I'm drawing a card that matches and I take the match. I think that's what's happening. I take that back. So it really is just kind of luck. That's another Tales of Destiny character. That guy's Leon, or he has another name, but I will not actually say his other name because I feel like his name spoils his role in the plot, so thanks, Japan. So I will just simply call him Leon. Do not look up his other name. It is ultra spoiler. You know what, chat? We managed to, I think, get every single pair of protagonists, and that's why we got the storied hero. So we got the 2 protagonists of Abyss, we got the 2... Actually, yeah, and then we got the 2 protagonists from Xillia, and then we got the 2 protagonists from Graces. So we're gonna finish the round, sure. So we're at 30 points, so we should win this, I guess. So the only thing I'm kind of trying to do, chat, is I'm looking at the bottom right-hand corner, and if I see that I have, for example, a lot of this people icon, I'm just attempting to match the people icon as much as possible. So I'm gonna attempt to steal the people icon wherever possible. Oh, that's fine. We'll take more of it. But if I see any protagonists, and my choice is between a protagonist or not, I will also try to grab them. You know what, let's get Gar Kelvin from Tales of Destiny 1. Well, I only have one real play, so let's get the Tales of Destiny folks together. There we go, we got Sworn Ally. I guess because we got 10 of the same. That's one of the ways you could score. We'll finish round. We actually did really well. We never let the opponent win a single round. So, mission accomplished, chat. We earned 267 Tails coins. No, I don't want to try again. It's fine. Says that's enough for now. Until next time. Expedition has returned.
Alright.
That went pretty well. I don't think I've ever tried intermediate. We might as well try because that went pretty well. So again, I'll check one time just to see if there's a way to see the scoring system. Yeah, like I can't hit any... Oh no, I can. I can hit select. Okay. Oh, okay, that makes sense. I think I understand what's going here. Ooh, some of those are kind of obscure. Like the ninja one, I don't know how you would know that unless you looked at the scoring set. The adorable sidekick is kind of random. So I've just been going for the Sworn Ally one, but it's also good to know that I could just win with the Royal Princess. Or getting 5 story heroes. So maybe I should emphasize getting the stars. So if I get literally the leading protagonist, I win. Wait a minute. Wait, both of the princesses are on the field. Wait, I should be able to win this. Let's try to steal the princess, chat. Do we just win? Sure. Okay, there we go, chat. I learned something new. Okay. Apparently that's just like an auto win. Let's see, we have 2 protagonist cards in our hands. There's one on the field, Milia from Zillia. Are there any other random pairings? I see a ninja is on the field. I kind of want to... Oh, both ninjas are on the field. Ooh. Oh, wait, we could win again. Wait, we could win again. Let's steal the ninjas, chat. We're stealing the ninjas. We don't want to get ninja'd. I think we just beat the AI again. Wow, that is just actually cheating. Wait, this is actually cheating. Wait a minute. Oh, this is very fair. Okay, so there's 2 protagonists available. I have 2 in my hand. I could just go for the protagonists. Yeah, let's steal the protagonist. So if we get 3 more protagonists, we're out. Oh, they just took the other one that I was looking to get. That sucks. Well, fortunately, we have a ninja, so we can't get ninja'd. But we only have 1 playable card, which is not great. Oh, wait, we already played the other ninja. Sure. Wow, that was easy. Huh. Well, now that I know that's a thing, I mean, that just made that game a lot easier. Well, a loss is a loss. This is for you. Obtained Eisen's glasses. Eisen's glasses aren't to blame for his expression, unfortunately. Oh, I don't think I've ever unlocked it on the stream account. There we go, chat. We actually got a brand new accessory. Make him the leader briefly. So we'll get rid of his eye patch for something specific to him. Where are his eyeglasses? Oops. Forgot how to move it. There we go. So yeah, brand new items specific to Eisen. Might as well as do it, chat. We can edit it. We can also make it bigger. I think I'll keep it mostly as is. We could also change its color. Not sure if I'm a big fan of the... Yeah, I think I like it better with the black rim. I'll tweak the color. So there we go, chat. We unlocked a brand new accessory. Chat's asking Eisen's wear glasses. I don't think we got to a point where he uses it, but when he reads things, he'll put on reading glasses. So apparently we just beat both of the difficulties, so that's that minigame out of the way, I suppose, for now. So good job learning the rules on the fly. I was gonna say, I really didn't understand it before, but it wasn't too bad. So fortunately the game, even if you are not able to read English or I guess go into the Tales series, it gives enough icons that I think you can win, but it does help to know some of them, so that way you can just recognize by the portrait who should go together. Speaking of which, we got Lavender, which increases attack power. We all know who it's going towards, chat. We all know. So there's a plot skit over there. I want to avoid that. What do you have to say, soldier guarding a house?
I know I'm repeating myself, but that's just not possible.
But the High Priest hasn't been seen since then. How do you explain that? I heard some people from the capital say that he might have been attacked by demons.
The Abbey's trying to cover it up, but the truth is getting out.
The security at the palace is better than anywhere else. Demons breaking in? Inconceivable.
But what if a whole horde assailed the castle?
The exorcists guarding the palace are elite, the best of the best. Horde or not, they couldn't have gotten in.
Well, what if they were some sort of giant demons? No matter how elite the guards may be, they'd have trouble against something like that.
If giant demons appeared in the capital, there'd be an uproar. I understand your concerns, but please remain calm and trust us. Panic and confusion is just what the demons want. They'll use it to slip into this very town.
Well, we know that, but still.
It looks like rumors from the capital are spreading.
The more chaos there is here, the easier it'll be for us to move around.
We need more chaos, chat. We need Law Fist set. It's very true, Chris. Need to give him all the attack power. Hello, Exorcist Orderly. What do you have to say? The Abbey fights with all of its might to preserve the peace of the land and expunge demons. I do not ask you to believe in me, I ask you to believe in Lord Artorias and the Empyrean Anominat. Townwoman replies, I want to believe, but I can't just shake these feelings of unease. Man says, I know the Abbey's story, but I'll need tangible proof before I'll swallow it. You're not the only ones risking your lives. Old Man replies, that's right. Making us feel safe is part of the Abbey's job. Fair enough. I'll take another chest since we're here. Looks like we have one more skit at least to view. Let's go ahead and view it.
When I was in Port Zexen, I heard that a swarm of demons attacked the palace and killed the High Priest.
No way! Isn't the palace the most heavily guarded place in the world? How did the exorcists let that happen?
Bad news really does travel fast.
They say that the demons were disguised as humans, but were actually enormous monsters twice the size of any man. They had razor-sharp horns and 3 burning eyes. They could take over your mind just by glaring at you.
If the demons were that terrible, no wonder the exorcists couldn't deal with them.
Some rumors say they escaped. Some say a legate took them down in a climactic battle. But no one knows the truth. We should be ready to run in case they show up.
Is the world falling apart? Will the bad times return again?
A horned giant with 3 eyes, huh? Velvet, you're one scary lady.
They said swarm, so they were talking about you, too.
Timid girl says, there's nowhere we can run. Demon blight is everywhere. Could there be some safe place across the sea on the far continent, do you think? Youthful sailor replies, I'm afraid I don't know. I haven't heard of anyone actually reaching the far continent. So the best we could do is pray we aren't attacked by demons then. There we go, chat. Seems like our activities with the High Priest have spread far beyond Midgand. At least they've gone as far west as Westgand, chat. Not enough Gans. So I see a chest I'm interested in. We'll talk to the weapon dealer. Oh, you don't have any new supplies. That sucks. Well, we will take this cat chest first. Requires 125 cat spirits. Highway robbery, chat. We acquired the Shiba Inu tail. Try expressing your mood with this dignified tail. Goodbye, cats. I think last time when we got this accessory, we did put it on somebody. I think we put it on Laphicet. But the problem is right now he's got the crown, and I think the tail costs multiple points. So you could give him the ears of the Shiba Inu, but not the tail. Yeah, see, that costs 2. Oh, I think we gave it to Rokuro. Wait, I take it back. We gave it to a couple characters. There we go, chat. And then we decided his tail was at a weird angle, I think, last time. We decided to rotate it. Oh, it's not letting me rotate it. That's random. Sure, why not? Let's talk to this guy. What do you have to say, plot man?
Hello there. How can I help you today?
Oh,
We're
you're the
looking
apothecary.
for Salatoma flowers.
Well now, that's an order I don't get every day. It's not for the Corsair's Scourge, by any chance?
The very same. Some of our crew developed fever 3 days ago. I want to take care of it as quickly as possible.
Understandable, but unfortunately, I'm out of stock right now.
How can you be out of stock? The flower's in season, isn't it?
It is, but not too long ago, a demon appeared in Warg Forest, where we harvested. And now the Abbey won't let anyone inside.
They what? Why haven't they exterminated the demon?
From what little I've heard, they've had trouble tracking the thing. 100 people go in, maybe only 1 will actually come across the beast.
If it's so rare, then what's the danger?
Because nobody who's encountered it has come back alive.
First the Corsair's Scourge, then no medicine, the Abbey, and a mysterious demon. Never a dull moment with the Reaper's Curse, eh?
I could try to order some from other towns, but if you're already on day 3, it might not make it in time.
But if we go to the Warg Forest, the Salatoma will be in bloom, correct?
Right, but the demon...
We're going to the forest.
We're going to the forest, chat. Looks like we've unlocked more skits as well. Apothecary says, Salatoma flowers that grow in Warg Forest are a surefire cure for the Corsair Scourge. But there are some nasty demons roaming about, and you shouldn't tread where the Abbey doesn't want you to. Anyway, I'm afraid going in there is a bad idea. Well, the Apothecary clearly does not know us, because Velvet is full of terrible ideas, so this sounds exactly what Velvet would do. I mean, this is pretty much plan A for her, chat, let's be honest.
Dad, I can't take it anymore. I can't deal with life in this village.
There you go, with the whining again.
Those two, they seem to be rather upset.
Best stay out of it. They're going at it hammer and tongs. The phrase is hammer and tongs.
I'm not whining. It's been 10 years and the village is no better off than when we started. Every year it gets colder, and every year our harvest gets worse. And the risk of demon blight hasn't gone away.
Your point? Compared to other regions, Westgand has fewer cases of demon blight. Other areas are suffering worse from the cold and the demons. I'd say we're better off here than anywhere else.
You're saying we're lucky that all we have to worry about is cultivating this inhospitable land?
Don't be so impatient. We'll see results. Westgand has incredible potential. If we keep working this land, eventually it will become a prosperous place. Maybe not now, but in 100 years or 1,000, our descendants will have joy and plenty. That's enough for me.
There you go again. Who cares about ancestors? I'm talking about...
Good man, your words have moved me. As an exorcist, I promise to work my hardest to end the demon blight and help people like you find security.
Oh, thank you for your kind words, young exorcist. Then I have a request. How about you start helping by marrying this fool son of mine?
What?
Ever since his lover gave him the slip, he's been whining like this non-stop.
I'm very sorry, but that wasn't exactly what I had in mind.
Pioneer's son goes, should have already cleared parts of Warg Forest for farmland by now. But it's cold all the time and demon blight is rampant. And I can't find a wife. It's just dismal. That's just pathetic. What would your father say? Wait, I am your father. Anyway, this is no time to be giving up. The old lady's out there like a quitter. The chat, is this two? I think that's 2 NPCs now that have attempted to either hit on and or ask for marriage. They had marriage for Eleanor. Customer says, did you hear that, ma'am? Your boy's something else. We've got a future scholar on our hands. Impropriatress responds, yes, but he's a bit frail and that worries me. Oh, that's kind of cool they talk about somebody that shows up later. Again, I do like that they set up other NPCs with skits. Or NPCs we fight end up having skits. I think that's a neat touch in the game. So, we've visited the inn. We could see the inn has an exclamation mark. So we're going to go ahead and stay here to trigger another skit.
Did you need something?
No, not really.
As you say.
Why aren't you training with 2 swords?
This is how I've always trained. 10,000 practice swings a day since I was a kid. I just wanted a single good swipe at Shigure. So I swung, and eventually just naturally got to this point.
That's incredible.
Not really. I need to be prepared to face Shigure at any moment. But I've been thinking I should up it to 100,000 swings.
100,000? Do you have any idea how much time that'll take?
Nah.
Even if you did 1 swing a second, you couldn't do that many in 1 day.
Oh? But 10 swings a second would do the trick.
Rokuro.
Even still, I know it would take more than 100,000 swings to be a match for Shigure. Not with 1 sword or with 2.
And you keep doing it despite knowing it's pointless? That seems a little odd.
I'm trying to defeat an undefeatable adversary. The whole damned idea is daft, as you put it. All I can do is recognize the fact and give it my best shot.
Well, that's one way of looking at it.
If only I could figure out how to stay up all night and still feel rested. Now there's a challenge I can't beat.
You need to go to bed. A lack of sleep will get you killed faster than a lack of practice.
You're right.
I'll do that.
Hello, Granite Knight. Hope you're doing well. I think the music glitched a little there. I don't think it's supposed to play the town music and the inn song at the same time. That was interesting. Hello. Oh, I guess he's young. He looked old. It looked like he had gray hair from the side. Young Merchant says, the collapse of Harmony, Merlin's rebellion, and the Dark Period. There are so many great events in the past. Sun responds, all legends, of course. But when I grow up, I hope to unravel the true meaning behind them. I'm not sure if they're actually teasing, like, another prequel game, like, before this game or not. I feel like they keep referencing, like, events further and further in the past. I mean, like, I wouldn't be entirely opposed to it. It could be neat. Oh, here's the skit.
The demon of Warg Forest? Yeah, I heard about it. It's been the talk of the town round here lately. My guess is it's some kind of invisible demon. Scary, right?
An invisible demon?
A bunch of exorcists got together to hunt the demon, but they couldn't find it. If it's not invisible, then maybe it's so fast they couldn't see it, or too small for them to notice.
What kind of watch are they keeping on the forest now?
Shouldn't you know? You're an exorcist too, right?
Yes, but my duties take me from place to place, and I don't know the details of the demon hunts in this area.
I see. I don't really know the details myself either, but I hear the exorcists are patrolling in shifts.
Interesting. It sounds like they still might not have a good lead on what this demon is.
Please hurry. Find that demon and get rid of it. We won't feel safe until it's gone.
You have my word. We'll do everything we can.
We're here to find Salitoma. Sorry, but we don't have time to go demon hunting.
I know.
Arless Woman says, I won't go near Warg Forest whether the Abbey allows it or not. There are a lot of different beetles there. Rhinoceroses and stags and whatnot. There are insect freaks who love that sort of thing, and they come here to go catch bugs in the woods. Well, they ended up fighting over who caught what, and there was even some bloodshed. So that place is creepy in a lot of different ways. Oh, chat, that is foreshadowing so many different future events in that one skit. I don't even know where to begin, but I guess it's kind of neat that it talks about it that early. So I guess in terms of the most obvious thing to talk about is that we now know what the Abbey is doing in the forest rather than remaining in the town. It seems they're looking for a demon. They don't know possibly what it looks like, and that's why they have so many people there. And that seems to be the Abbey's focus. Not protecting the people, but one specific demon. So for now, the townspeople are not allowed into Warg's Forest, which in turn means they don't have access to Salitoma. Let's talk to this guy just to see if we could get any advanced information on any future hunts. I love that Velvet said we don't have time to hunt demons, and all we do in this game is hunt demons, but sure, Velvet. It says, looking out to the sea, I sometimes imagine myself being swept out with the waves. If you say so, Bloodwing Agent. So now we have 2 additional hunts, so let's take a look at those right now. We have the Life-Coveting Fairy, Trickstar. Gives the Oppressor's Ventite. Further increased damage inflict during a weak point combo on moderate difficulty or higher. Okay, so the game rewards you with more damage on higher difficulties. That's fair. I think that also makes the game a lot easier. Honestly, when you get the Ventites. Which is, like, not a bad thing, but I'll just make note of it. And now we have a Glaciite of Reversal. Grants a random skill that enhances abilities when HP drops below a certain level on moderate or above. Actually, funny enough, I don't think this is good for us, but we'll pick it up anyway. Just for completion's sake. Personally speaking, I don't find the HP drops below a certain health value useful. We're either going to be at full or dead unless we're Velvet. At least on this difficulty. If we were playing normal, maybe we would sit around like 100 health. It's true. The Abbey is just really jealous of beetles, Chris. You're right. Okay, chat. Here is the other enemy that if you ever play this game, You must respect this enemy, or you will die. You will die a really terrible death. I will warn you. Even though we didn't do a dangerous encounter, this thing has a lot of health, and you can see it has like 200 plus extra damage over the skunk. Now, I don't want to do a lot of random encounters, but I really do want the cast heals. This is one of the drops I really, really, really do not want to leave without. It's kind of important I get it. Oh yeah, we under no circumstance do we want to take that head on. So we're going to be very careful here. So I got hit once for half my health. That's fair. And keep in mind, chat, this is not on the dangerous encounter. They still half health me in one hit. They are definitely monsters. There we go, chat. We did it.
Are you hurt? Can you stand?
We did not get the item I'm looking for. Chat, we're gonna fish for this item. Plus, we need to get into a bonus boss battle anyway. Because as the game was suggesting, there's unique bosses per area. There's like one underground, a couple of surface ones. So we're gonna purposely try to go for the extra encounter here. We should be able to beat it. So we might as well do so. Ooh, we hit that enemy weakness, so our damage total is gonna be insane. Yeah. Oh, I got the paralysis, but I didn't get a soul from it. There we go. Oh, there we go. I used Megasonic Thrust briefly. Got you, chat. Oh, I actually used the Snake's Wake, which is pretty good, as I said before. I just don't end up using it because... I'll show it off here. See, you slide backwards, and then you slide back into them, and it actually has a really long lingering hitbox, which does help on certain bosses, so I'll show it again. So even though I jump backwards, that jump backwards actually causes a hitbox to appear. So even though you're moving out of the way, you're still hitting where you were. So it's very good for dodging bosses that are advancing on you. So if you want to use that rather than a roll dodge, it's not a bad alternative. As I said before, it has a lingering hitbox, so it can be very useful for other combos. So we got a new weapon, the Lulu doll, but unfortunately we still did not get what I'm looking for. HP recovery on enemy kill, that's good. Also, it adds melee, which is how I play her, so eventually we'll switch over to that. I really don't want a dangerous... I'll dangerous encounter the skunks. I don't want to dangerous encounter the magicians. That would be terrible. So as you can see, our damage dealt is much lower. So they have a ton of health. We're just gonna have to be careful, chat. I'm gonna hope that because we are using Mystic Arts on them, that we'll be able to hopefully get a cast heal from this. As I said before, I will generally not fish for items. We'll just kind of play with whatever we get. But this is an exception to the rule. Hopefully that Mystic Art kill should grant us more items. So I'm gonna guard here to get some meter back. There we go. There we go. We got some different moves in that combo. That felt good. Oh no, there's witches. Where are the witches? No, no, no. That's our priority target. Priority target is shifted, chat. We don't want witches. No mercy, chat. We do not want them spellcasting on our people. They will not dodge that very easily. So we're getting all sorts of enemies in this encounter. Look at this, chat. What a battle. They're wide open, chat.
Just try. Perfect mayhem.
Here it comes.
Pummel. Windlass. They're wide open. Bird. No escape. They're wide open. Bird. No escape. Now eat it. Eat it. No escape. They're wide open. Bird. They're wide open. Bird. Crusher. Eat it. They're wide open. Bird.
They're wide open, chat. What an encounter. I was not expecting it to go on this long, but we're here now, chat. Not much we can do about it.
Just try. Perfect mayhem.
Well, we should have a guaranteed cast heal at this point, because we just fought a lot of enemies. Oh, I'm paralyzed. There we go. Man, this enemy is resilient, chat. There we go. Hopefully this is the final enemy. There we go.
I refuse to fall here.
Well, we just got a ton of experience for that. And we got a decent amount of grade, actually. So not too bad for us. We got the hard shoes. We only got one item from that. Are you kidding me? Oh, wow. See, chat, that is actually terrible luck. That is actually the worst. we put in all that effort and it's like, here's your single item. Thanks, game. I haven't seen item drop rates that bad in quite some time. That kind of hurt, and it hurt the chest, chat. It hurt the chest. Well, we're gonna try to not quick save, as I said before, because we want to get into a bonus boss battle. I could talk.
We will need to be extremely wary.
Okay, since there's a lot of witches, I'm just gonna cast Magilu's, excuse me, Spell Absorber. Pretty much anytime they start doing anything, I could just absorb it and punish them, like so. So she's very good for dealing with the multi-witch encounters. As you can see, it's pretty unfair.
Can't even call that a fight.
I can't even call that a fight either, Rokuro. Magilu is really good at shutting down spellcasters. Oh, we actually ended an encounter with 0 items. I guess that other glaciate I was making fun of will have a purpose now. Ooh, that wasn't quite enough to kill him. I forgot they had a lot of health. There we go, chat. We're just gonna hack through them until we get that bonus boss. We should be seeing it pretty soon, hopefully. And again, we're still trying to go for the cast heals.
I still need a lot of training. Is training hard? It's necessary, so no, I don't think so.
Classic honor roll student.
Classic honor roll student, chat. Well, it seems like Eleanor gained a cooking level, so that's one thing out of the way at least. There we go, chat. So we're taking advantage of the enemy weaknesses because they're weak to Beast, which our Searing Edge does help with. They have a weakness to Wind, but I refuse to use the Swallow Dance. I do not like moves that leave you in the air, because that means you cannot really cancel them with the Consuming Claw, which leaves us very open. It also means you can't Mystic Art as easily either, which is kind of an annoying byproduct of going in the air. So we're doing pretty well, chat. We're just kind of steamrolling everything that we're fighting. Not much the enemy could really do about this at this point. Oh. I went to auto or something there for a second. I'm not sure why that happened. Oops. Let me switch back to manual. Let's see. It's in here somewhere. Oh, I think we fought this guy before, actually. That's disappointing. Again, sometimes... It's not every area has a unique one, but most of them do. It appears this one does not. We're going to make sure to do the one in Yassault, because the one in Yassault is unique, and that one is very hard to get. Hangman, I think, can sometimes appear underground, which is where I thought he would be, but I'm disappointed that we got Hangman again on the surface. It is what it is, though, Chad. Oh, I was being comboed forever there.
I'll finish this for good. No escape. You won't get away.
What is this thing weak against again? Water and earth. Okay. Well, I got very low in health. That was kind of scary. Die, boss. Look at that damage, chat. Boss is dead, but we're going around the world, chat. We're showing the boss what's up. This is just being disrespectful, chat. Like, the boss has died already, but I'm gonna keep going.
Killing flash, but I'm this close. I won't miss. Form zero. Thunder.
Be proud. You made me unleash my full power.
What's kind of funny is that when you do the Mystic Art chain and the enemy's already dead, basically whoever you end the combo with will get all the experience. So even though Rokuro wasn't the character who initiated the Mystic Art, or the one that did the lethal damage, Rokuro was the last one in the chain, so we gave all the experience to Rokuro. Potentially we could do that to give Laphicet some experience. So that gave us a astounding 105 grade, which is phenomenal. Got an okay amount of cash from it. We basically have learned everything that we need. Basically everything has been improved, and we have Hurricane Thrust improved by 4% damage, because of course. Additional focus for Rokuro, absolutely not necessary, but we'll take it. Wow. And we got Castiel's, chat. We did it. The only thing I really wanted, we got it right at the end. So Castiel's, the reason I want to go for them is let's take a look at this item. This is a absolute must attain. Do not leave this area without it if you play this game. It gives us one of the strongest master skills in the game, which is you get 12% more blast gauge from a break soul, which just means more mystic arts. And for this early in the game as well, it also guarantees you a total of blast gauge +2. So even if you weren't playing a new game plus and you didn't have all the titles mastered, just doing one title change plus these boots would net us a total of 6 blast gauge. So these boots by themselves enable us to do more than one mystic art in a combo with a single character. These boots are so critical for so many reasons, and I refuse to progress until we got this item. So fortunately, we did get it pretty quickly. So let's go ahead and take that, because we've been using a lot of Velvet's Break Soul. So let's make sure she gets even more, so that way I can get Blast Gauge much easier. Let's see, are there any other armor she hasn't mastered yet? It appears that is not the case. Yeah, those boots are so good. I'm like, there's not many items I remember the effects of, to be honest, but that is one of the ones where I'm like, oh, no. we are doing everything we can to get that. We are not skipping that. Everything else I feel is mostly optional, but that one I do not feel is optional. If we want to have any luck with the end of the game, we need that 12%. It's so good. Yeah, see, we're already taking a title that gives us 12% per. Because I want Velvet to build Mystic Art as quickly as possible, which is fair. So let's see, we got a Calcite bag, which increases his focus. I think I'm okay with this. Him having more focus is probably good for us. We just mastered Flame Ward. He's mastered all the other rings, it looks like. So we're going to go ahead and bump him up to Slow Ward. Excellent. And I think he is done with the standard boots. Did he do the male-only boots? No, he's completed. So I could kind of leave him as is. Or even move him to the plus. Let's move him to the +2. That hasn't been mastered yet. Slow Ward is available. Did she master the other rings? No, she did not. Let's make sure she gains these, just because she will need the art defense at some point. It looks like we're doing pretty good there. Chat, we have the Kuragane daggers, which I guess I could use, but I'm not gonna use them. It's fine. Oh, Kuragane, you sacrificed your head for a weapon I will basically never use because I don't think it justifies itself. I'll take that +2 there. We finished off the burning boots. What boots did he get up to? Looks like he's in the amphibial. That's fine. It's weird that he has a title of Grappler, chat. Can we talk about this? Like, Grappler? He's dual-wielding swords. He's never holding an opponent. I don't agree with this. The title doesn't make sense, chat. Oh, wow. He mastered basically everything here. That's kind of nasty. Well, I will take the fire damage reduction, because we are getting hit by a lot of spells. Capability versus fiends might help us. Oh, I saw an armor he hadn't maxed. Which one was that? Oh, colorful waistcoat. I'll move him up to the Floric waistcoat. Even though I don't really want to do that, I think I kind of need the bonus from that. Is there any other ring he has not mastered the Slow Ward? I guess since he's already learned it, I guess I could put him back at this one. Actually, you know what? The AI needs to survive. I'll give the AI defense. If it was me playing, I would just go 0 defense, but... Let's see... Ooh, 10% more blast gauge. That's another excellent one to get, so we're going to teach her that. Take the shock word +3, I think. And again, my rule of thumb is always start at the bottom, and then just work your way up. We have a couple different outfits she could potentially take up. Okay, great. We're moving on from the worst rings we have in our inventory to something slightly better. I mean, slightly better art, slightly better defense. This is kind of what I want the AI to have, so this is probably good for us for now. And we're so close to maxing out Chocolate Idol. We just needed 2 more grade. Alright, we are absolutely gonna save. I do not care about the grade bonus, chat. We need that save. And just in case, chat, I'm even gonna do a hard save. We're gonna make sure we don't have to redo any of that. So as the chat might have noticed, there is a path to the north, and it is blocked off by a green dot, so we will not be going there.
Hey, Laphicet, what's the Reaper's Curse Magilu was talking about?
Supposedly, Aizen's presence has the power to bring misfortune to the people around him.
Is that some sort of special Moloch power or something?
It's worse than mere misfortune. At Vortigern, there was a sudden mass outbreak of demon blight, and many of his fellow crew died on his watch.
I find that a little hard to believe, honestly.
The Reaper's curse is all too real.
it was the Reaper's curse that tore me from you and got me captured by Miss Mogiloo.
Oh, is that so?
I missed you so much. The hazy halcyon days when I would blow on your cheeks to make your tears dry up.
Hey, that's not...
It must be destiny that we've been reunited. How I wish I could return to your side once more.
Do what you want. I don't care.
Really?
I won't stop you. Maybe she wants a Moloch who freely divulges a young girl's secrets.
I'm fine, thank you very much. I've already got Laphicet to look after as it is.
Aw, no fair! Is he the one who blows on your tears now when you cry?
He most certainly does not. And as of right now, you're a stranger to me.
I like Velvet's face there. She moves him away.
What?
Just so we're clear, Laphicet will do no blowing on any cheeks.
Of course not. I mean, not that it ever happened in the first place anyway. Just forget it.
Yet another victim of the Reaper's curse!
I did enjoy that, even if the chat doesn't like Bienfu. I did find that amusing. If nothing else for the punchline of Laphicet being dragged away by Velvet. Ooh, I see herbs on the other side. We're gonna have to go collect those very soon. So our goal is not to the north. We could go there, but we'll be blocked off. Plot really wants us to go to the forest. So one thing that might turn people off from the game, I would say, is that it takes a while for it to not be linear. So we're still like several hours before we start going into more open-ended territory. I don't think until after we...
Eleanor, are you feeling alright?
Yes, for now at least.
I'm glad for that. But please remember, the Reaper's curse is no joke.
Is Isen's curse even real? I'm having trouble believing in it.
You never know. Talk like that might give you a stomachache, or a blister, or a bug might fly into your mouth.
A bug?
Miss Mogiloo, please stop making up things just to scare Madame Eleanor. Like when you said that 4 Navy warships tried to detain the Bon Eltia and disappeared without a trace. Or that Eisen made a stopover on an island and the men there caught demon blight. Or that a man bumped into his shoulder and started laughing and died from suffocation.
Please stop. That's even more frightening.
That's a pack of lies. It was 7 warships. Everyone on the island, not just men, caught demon blight. And the guy who bumped into me died from hiccups.
Hold me.
But as far as the Corsair's Scourge goes, you don't need to worry. Just drink the Solitoma juice and you'll be fine.
Assuming they're in bloom.
Yeah, there is that.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Eleanor has a bad feeling about this, but unfortunately, Eleanor, our destination is to the east. We're gonna have to go into the forest to get the flowers, and that also means inevitably bumping into the Abbey. Oops, I'm gonna do a quick save here. Just in case things go a bit awry. So there's a lot of chests to attain here. However, there is an island all the way to the west we cannot reach. If you take a look very closely in the minimap, there's like little dots where you could kind of hop across the rocks. Like how we're hopping across them now. But there's one all the way to the far left that requires another mobility skill that we haven't unlocked yet, unfortunately. Oh, speaking of which, we got more things for Tank Facet. So there's the Trick Star, I believe was the name of that monster. Oh, see, that would have been a good weapon. Unfortunately, we're still using Warren's Spear, which is quite terrible. I'll go collect this item and then we'll get into a fight. So I'm imagining a lot of spells. Let's see how...
I don't think we have a chance.
Well, I'm glad he thinks we don't have a chance. So again, we're just gonna try to crowd control the spellcasters. So our goal is to get maybe one more blast gauge here. Oh, they subbed in Magilu anyway. I'll just take that damage. That was kind of low. I could have tag swapped while I'm getting hit, as I said before, but I didn't see the purpose in that. Now that I have a status ailment, I think I'll swap out. Ooh, I took a lot of damage from that. That was scary. Poor Aizen. I didn't mean for him to take that much damage, but it just kind of happened. So its weakness is fire. So I should use... Oh, I paused a little too long in that combo. Okay, I got the relaunch at least. I'm trying to go for status downs, but it seems to be kind of stubborn about it. So fortunately, Rokuro did not die. He got tagged out. Most of our party members do not have enough to really do an extensive Mystic Art chain, which is a bit disappointing. Okay, since I'm going to be forced to play Floppy Set for a little bit, let's just play defensively to build up meter. And again, if you use Break Soul, it's a guaranteed guard break, by the way. So if you're wondering why the boss had like the shatter animation, it's because I just used Break Soul right in the boss's face as Loppy Set. So that's still useful as Loppy Set. See that? Like, I just comboed into that. So that bought us enough time to kind of upgrade ourselves. Oh, I killed Aizen. I was trying to make sure we had no deaths, but I wasn't fast enough, apparently. That sucks. Well, we'll take his soul, chat. Aizen will fight on in spirit. He almost survived the boss battle, which is good for him. He normally doesn't. Hopefully we can finish this boss off, though. So I'd like this boss fight to not drag out anymore. Ooh, I didn't have enough meter on anybody. That sucks. Actually, I think what I want to do is, instead of Rising Moon, because we already have that there, I'm going to make sure I have an off-the-ground move. I'm just going to make sure I have Water Snake's Wake at, on demand for the future, because I dropped a combo there because of that. Which is my fault. It's not the game's fault. Like, that was my fault, Chad. I just didn't have the right move set up. Wow, that does a lot of damage. I'm glad I half damage, because that still almost one-shot me. Ooh. This boss is getting really nasty. Ooh, there we go, chat. Brutal. The boss is not worth a lot of experience, so it's not the end of the world if somebody's dead during it, but man. Yeah, that boss brought out a spell that you will be seeing much later in the game, Insubstantiality. That thing is ultra lethal. As you can see, with half damage, I think it did 2,000 damage. So if the chat did not vote for the bonus health, that actually would have one-shot the entire party. So thank you, chat, again, for the extra 1,000 health, as that put me at like 600 on every character. So there we go. We're doing additional 7% damage with our water moves. I do use Shell Splitter, Twin Whip, and Water Snake's Wake. So all those are now improved. We can finally move on to slightly better equipment. We got the Oppressor's Ventite, which we saw what that did earlier. So let's go ahead and finally upgrade. So I think we've missed quite a few items at this point, because I haven't been repeating fights, but we're going to continue through the game. We're going to go back into this amazing item to not lose Break Soul whenever I use Consuming Claw, which is extremely, extremely important on Velvet against bosses, more so than other characters, because she is super dependent on that for combo resets. I might as well just take the +1 here, because that'll put us at +10. Is there anything else that's been mastered? Oh, nothing else I could swap to, though. Oh, we could finally move her off of Warren's Spear. Thank you, because her damage was pretty sad. So hopefully with this, it'll be a little better. I'll take the additional attack +5 from that one. So other than cast heals, which all the females will be clamoring for, what else could we give her? We could give her Amber Boots. Thinking about if I want to change her title or not. Yeah, see, if I had reached a higher level, I probably would have used this title, but we did not get too far with her. I suppose we could improve her ability to break soul. I guess. I think everything here is pretty much mastered. Just double checking we didn't get anything new. Aizen unfortunately died, so he did not master anything. You get to upgrade from our previous item to something with more raw attack power, which again is more how I play her. She can be used as a spellcaster. I do like her as a spellcaster once she gets more spells. But at the moment, she doesn't have like a big AoE spell. So I'm not dying to play her as a range character. Alright, so we could go straight to the east, but let's not do that. That would be a mistake. I can see a chest on the right, so we're gonna go ahead and detour over there. There we go, chat. We survived a hard for this difficulty boss battle. When you normally play through it, the boss battle is not that bad, but you have to respect the spellcasters, chat. Just first and foremost. Whip out Magilu, absorb all those spells. Makes life a lot easier. Now, as we get further and further along the equipment proficiencies, we'll be able to start with more initial souls, and this makes having Magilu as the sub even better, because she could potentially be swapped in with 5 souls, and that is a lot of spell denial, even if she doesn't cast anything in return. Okay, so what is the Abbey, or excuse me, I guess this is the Abbey. Yeah, there's the Abbey beyond them. So the soldier says the exorcists are holding exercises around. This name always bothers me because it's not pronounced how it's spelled. I swear they pronounce it as like Laudagern. We'll double check, chat. We'll listen to it later. I swear it is not how it looks, because I feel like some of the towns' names are not translated properly. I think that is one of them. Or, excuse me, a place that counts as a town anyway. The soldier says no one is allowed any further until they're finished. So if you remember from Zestiria, we went to like a destroyed city to the north, and we saw a particular monument there. I'll keep it kind of vague, but chat kind of remembers that. We had a big cutscene event with a certain Maven character there. That's the same city/temple kind of area. We'll be visiting that in the future, but not right now. Chat's thinking it might be Lorengen. Maybe. It's definitely not how it looks, which is what always confuses me when I see it. Monuments in this area is definitely vague. It doesn't narrow it down at all. Don't worry. It's the biggest of all monuments, chat. I'll leave it at that.
We will need to be extremely wary.
Ooh, spellcasters. So we're gonna take advantage of the tag swap to just immediately spellcast. The downside is I didn't get another stun. So now I'm out of options, unfortunately. I'm gonna swap back. Ooh, that actually worked out pretty well for us. Yeah, there we go. That feels much better. That way I could just kind of do that on them. Excellent. Wow, Velvet is so good at building meter now, chat. With that past heal, I'm feeling a big difference. I don't know if you're seeing the difference, but I think I'm using 1 to 2 less break souls per level. Like, look at that. I'm almost getting a third of a bar every time I break soul. And you see how often she breaks souls. So that is so good that we got that.
Let's go.
So good. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap around down here just to double check I'm not missing any herbs. And then once we're done with that, we're gonna continue to the plot area. So I think the other chest is in a place we can't reach. So I'll briefly look at it again in case you didn't see it on the minimap.
Oh.
How are we doing cooking-wise, out of curiosity? Oh, we're still at 99 ingredients.
I'm finished. This should be all right.
I'm just gonna force her to
Do the cooking?
eat a couple
Very
of these,
well.
actually. One moment.
I'm finished. This should be all. I'm finished. I'm finished. I'm finished.
I want to make sure, because we're getting like 8+ ingredients per trip. So I want to make sure that I'm taking advantage of it as much as possible.
I'm finished. I'm finished.
I'm finished, chat.
I'm finished. 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 I believe I let myself get a little too into it.
I feel like Eleanor summed it up pretty properly there. She got a little into it. Hello, herbs. Speaking of which, extra defense for the tank. Eleanor has more defense than him. What a monster. Oh no, chat is requesting for the, is that a monolith? Oh no. That's like permanent PTSD. It's always a monolith. I would have to reinstall the game for that one, I think. I'm pretty sure I uninstalled. I'm not gonna say no to it, but I have a couple other voice clips I want to add first. So we got everything that I think we can attain for now.
This must be the Warg Forest.
We need to be careful. There may well be exorcists around.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was about to say, this is the Warg Forest. Let's see. I think this is the first time we come across a seal puzzle. Yes. So we can see there's a blue barrier there with the symbol of Mikleo/water, because I recognize the bow. And if I use the crystal...
Barrier. It's the Abbey's new invention.
So it's two barriers working in tandem then.
That sure sounds like a hell of a lot of trouble just to stop people from coming in.
It really does.
It will explain dual barriers. Honestly, I feel like... I feel like there's still too many tutorials. There's definitely less in this game than Zestiria, but I feel like most people will not really need both a tutorial on how to operate switches as well as a skit on how to operate torches or switches. I feel like that's a little overkill. So one thing to note though is that if I flip them between water and fire, it'll open up the opposite barrier. So right now the water seal is up, so water is blocked. But I can flip it to fire, and now the water path is open. So we're gonna flip it to fire so we can progress. So like it's laid out in a way that you can see that something has changed, which I think is good. I just feel like they're just a little overkill with it.
Tails again, huh? That Reaper's curse of yours is consistent, if nothing else.
The curse even affects coin flips?
Seems that way.
Amalok's powers affect physical objects and can, at times, even synchronize with their wavelengths.
And in your case, it's that coin?
Yeah. That's why it always comes up tails.
You must forgive my skepticism.
Whether you choose to believe it or not is really up to you.
It might be worth noting that coin is also Aizen's vessel.
So is that wavelength business the reason why Laphicet always has that compass around him?
That's part of it, but in another sense, It's a kind of proof of his manhood.
Proof of his manhood?
Must polish you so you don't rust.
That doesn't make any sense.
For a praetor, you really don't know that much about the world, do you?
The Reaper's coin continued.
The Reaper's curse. The Abbey needs to know about this. I'll have to investigate further. A coin that always comes up tails. Can a Moloch's influence extend so far?
I see you're a woman of deep skepticism.
I know it's hard to believe, but Eisen's coin really does only come up tails.
Wait a minute. Are you using some sort of trick on it, Magilu?
Oh, your gaze falls on me then?
Well, I am a woman of deep skepticism.
And one who holds grudges too, apparently. But no, I don't have anything to do with it. In fact, I tried a little spell to make it come up heads, and it wouldn't take hold.
The coin's not gimmicked. There's no trick. See for yourself if you like.
This is the Demon Lord Daos.
Good eye. It's from Carl...
It's from Carlin! I've never seen an authentic specimen. It's incredibly ancient, and yet it looks freshly minted.
There's a reason for that. Gold is normally soft, but they found a way to harden...
I know! They cover the surface of a softer metal with a heat-reactive shape memory alloy! That's what makes it hard to scratch.
Right.
It's a technique no one alive can duplicate, and it makes any trickery impossible. I might just have to believe in this curse of yours after all.
I thought you said they had made the surface itself harder, not covered it with something else.
I think you're mistaken.
No, I swear you said...
Let's just leave it at that.
Okay.
Shape memory alloy. That's how they did it.
Or Eisen. He just wants to share the coin with everybody. They already know. Hey, unique enemy. Let's fight the unique enemy. Or not a dangerous encounter that. There we go.
You'll need to be extremely wary.
So we could get the jet black... Oh. Well, chat, there's a typo for you. That's definitely supposed to be waistcoat. That's a pretty solid item if you're playing a standard playthrough. I'd also recommend it. It's not mandatory for us. I forget if the spiked shoes are what I'm looking for or not. I'll probably double check between streams. But for now, we'll continue. So I think our stream goal is we're basically gonna hopefully cure the Corsair Scourge. And we'll prep for Assault, but I don't think we'll go to Assault. So we have a little bit more plot to go through. That should take us pretty much to the end of the session. Oh, they're wide open, chat. I'd like you to see how much Blast Gauge Eisen fills. He fills like about 40% every time he or wide open somebody. It's pretty silly. And because he Mystic Arted and got a kill, he'll be at max souls yet again.
Aren't spears difficult weapons to master?
Ooh, we got an advanced spell, Air Thrust. Excellent, excellent, excellent. This spell is a lot of fun. I want to make sure to assign it. Probably have it as my left and right. So this is probably the first time where, like, the spell usage is not very high, and that's just because I tend to melee with Eisen. But this spell is really useful when the AI uses it. It's one of those multi-hit moves, and you can see even by this description, it says create a multitude of formless blades to appear around the enemy and slice into them. Now, if you launch an enemy really high up and you air thrust, it actually gives you enough time to walk towards the enemy or like do something like flash step to hit them on the way down. And I feel like this sets up for not only decent crowd control, but a lot of jungle combos if the AI is involved. So this has basically extended our combos by a lot just by the AI having it. So even though it doesn't have a lot of uses, it is actually really good. I forget if there's a bonus boss in the forest. I guess I could just keep fighting to see if we can get another boss. They're wide open, chat.
Blades of wind, slice them!
Yeah, look at that. See, I had enough time to cast it and then walk up in melee. Like, that wasn't even like a continuation of the combo. I actually reset it. It's a pretty nice spell. It's a bit slow if you cast it at the beginning of a chain, but as you can see, like, it just gave me all those souls, which is another big issue with Aizen, is getting those souls back.
Right?
Oh, we got another cast heal. Well, I wasn't aiming for that, but sure, I mean, it just makes life easier for me. Yeah, I feel like what carries the game, though, is if you just play it in English, it's not a big deal. I would say it's probably more noticeable if you play with the Japanese vocals, because then you'll pay more attention to the lines, if nothing else, and you'll see kind of weird indiscrepancies here and there with the translations. Because I'm sure some of the vocalized lines are a little off. I know some of the later skits are, like, the English actors have the correct, like, grammar and everything else, but the actual subtitles for the skits don't match. Again, I feel like towards the end of the game, I feel like they rush things a little bit, which is kind of unfortunate.
So what does this Solitoma flower look like exactly?
In a word, ugly. The flower itself is purple with leaves and stem of maroon.
An ugly flower. All right, I'll keep an eye out.
Solitoma symbolism.
By the way, do you know what Solitoma means in the language of flowers? Was it deceitful coexistence?
What's with that? Even its symbolism is awful.
Deceitful coexistence.
The perfect flower for us.
What's wrong, Laphicet?
Magilu is right, isn't she?
Could be. Eleanor is from the Abbey. I'm not sure that someone like that would ever genuinely want to make friends with us.
That's what I thought.
But it's not all quarrels between us. There's commonalities, I guess you could call it. We share common ground.
Deceitful coexistence doesn't trouble me at all. I'll always be here for you, Madam Eleanor. You and I shared an eternal vow that binds us together.
All I did was make a pact to tether you. I'd appreciate it if you didn't talk about it in a way that could create the wrong impression.
Madam Eleanor, you're so cold.
Try your eyes, Bienfu. You still have me, don't you?
Oh, Miss Magilu, you're the only one for me, honest.
Good. Now think hard on my kindness and do as you're told.
Yes, ma'am. I'll just have to hang in there until I find a new love.
Laphicet, think about deceitful coexistence this way.
Demon, exorcist, Moloch, pirate, witch. We're never going to be a single cohesive unit. But each of us understands where the others are coming from in a way that's very real.
So it's not really a deception.
Yeah, not really. I think selfish coexistence might make the better fit.
Maybe so.
Oh, actually, I was just thinking. I was two things. The boss I was trying to think of is a dire foe. That's the extra boss that joins in the encounters. But what I was also thinking about was the fact that I wasn't really thinking about it when they said there's like one per area. It means one per Gand. So we've already fought the one in West Gand. I had to think about that, chat. So we have not beaten the one that's in North Gand because that one happens to be the level 80-something monstrosity, or yeah, the level 80-something monstrosity Lindworm, which we'll get to eventually. We will defeat it just for the sake of defeating it. We've defeated the one in Midgand already because that was the ape. The Hanged Man was, I think, South Gand? No, that's Isle Gand, but we haven't done South Gand yet. So we'll continue on. There shouldn't be any new fights.
Those purple leaves belong to a Solitoma. Be on the lookout for the ugly flowers.
Ugly purple flowers. Got it.
I do enjoy the deceitful coexistence. So here we're coming into a more proper puzzle. Like, we could see paths that we want to take but can't. We're going to start by going to the north. So we're going to have to pay attention to the colors, chat. So we've already fought the werewolves. We don't have to show them off. Take the fluorite, though. We actually haven't upgraded our gear in a while, which is kind of weird because I think the original playthrough, I was more obsessive with it, but we're kind of just doing whatever as we go along. We're like, we should probably optimize gear, but it's fine. Chat's asking to swap out Bienfu. I'm so sorry, chat. Well, we have another Code Red fight up ahead. I believe that one was the Phantasm? Question mark, if I remember correctly. We're gonna go ahead and mosey on over to there. Oh, we've maxed out on Balmy Fluid, which is crafting material. We're just gonna navigate our way through the reaches of these enemies. Poor Panacea Bottle. I will basically never use you ever. Even though you are useful in a normal playthrough, but we're going for it as low item as possible. Not itemless, because I just feel the beginning of the game is a bit too rough for that. Ooh, so I see where we need to go, but the boss is blocked off by a switch. So we're gonna have to do something to change the state. So let's see if we can find another switch so we can access that boss. Chris in the chat saying they're very judgy of the flowers. And apparently, I mean, they keep calling it an ugly purple flower. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Velvet and Company. So I see some areas marked off as one-ways. I'm just looking to see if we can find something. So if I continue this way, I'm gonna be at a point of no return. So let's do a little backtrack. It's been a while since I did this far, so I actually don't remember this solution offhand, but we're gonna take a look around. There's a path cut off by the fire crystal. So if we could get on the other side of that, we should be good to go. So I'm going to take advantage of the fact that when you open a chest, you can still move the camera. I was just looking for herbs. Okay, so we found a way that we could backtrack easily there. So we're going to go down a one-way, but we already know there's a switch here we could use. And that cuts off that one way, which is not too devastating to us. However, that'll change some of the later portions of this. Wasn't sure whether to call it a maze or a labyrinth with the shifting walls. I guess it's a maze because it can change. But in any case, we can see our destination is ahead of us. We're gonna collect some souls. We see some herbs over there. We should collect those before fighting the boss. Got a life bottle. And we're also gonna take advantage of the herbs. So, Magilu is in a distant last place for attack power, but don't worry. Oh, wow. Eleanor got a lot of attack ups. I can see who I was using at the end of the last playthrough. I think originally I was buffing Laphicet, and I think, like, the final dungeon, I just gave it all to Eleanor. And you can kind of see how big of a difference that makes. So, we'll keep our starting characters mostly weak. Just for some challenge, but we'll make Eleanor better, because we remember how terrible Eleanor was for most of the original playthrough, for those of you that have seen it. She was terrible. But it's fine. We'll go through and we'll fight this little happy purple monster. Look at it dancing, chat. Arms in the air, pumping its hands, or the equivalency of hands. Oh, excuse me, it's not a phantasm, it's a plantasm. You got me, game, you got me. So this thing has a high focus. So it's going to be hard to cause status ailments on it. Its weakness is wind, which is really unfortunate because, as I said before, I don't really want to do wind. However, it does make Roke real good against this boss, so take it as you will. Oh, when did he lose a soul? Oh, he got hit or something. If only I could get the stun there. Just want the stun. Oh my gosh, something actually resisted Rokuro's stun ability? What is this? Oh, we're purging this with fire, chat.
Form zero! No mercy! Wounds that won't heal! Cards to the flesh! Lethal pay! Spirit release! You wronged me! Here's your
This thing has a lot of health, so this will not kill it. But we'll do a decent amount of damage. Although I think the stun wore off, unfortunately, because that wasn't a lot of damage. But it is what it is. At least everybody has an extra soul now.
Hurricane! Hurricane! Hurricane!
I mean, look at that. What a monster, chat. Wow, I got destroyed. I guess I'll use an item here. I didn't really want to, but that was kind of unfair.
Disgraceful.
We're gonna get... It is not letting me get these souls. This is not good. I really need those souls to win. We'll try to make do with what we have, chat. Let's get these souls. It seriously does a lot of damage, chat. Okay, I'm gonna restun it and pick up these souls. Hopefully it doesn't hit me, as I said, while getting hit. Wow, this boss is not letting me get a turn. This is kind of bad. Oh, Aizen's dead, that's why. I mean, I might be able to do it, but this is very bad for me. Take that, Devour, chat. Die. There we go, chat.
Did you think you could escape me?
We got no experience, so I'm not really missing out on much, but we told that boss to sit down. Listen, it could kill our entire party, but now that Velvet gets more Blast Gauge with a Break Soul, that allows me to get that Mystic Art, which allowed me to kill the boss. So that does make a big difference. I got Glaciate of Reversal. It's a goodbye our entire party. Welcome to Chaos Mode, chat. Chaos Mode with bad equipment. But it's fine. We pulled through. It's kind of funny. I feel like I've died almost more to the story bosses than the optional bosses, with the exception of the Ruins, Code Red Hunt. So we're gonna save and continue on our little merry way. I think hitting the switch will pose a complication for us a little later in this dungeon, but for now we'll just follow the detour paths. Oh look, a cat chest. Wonder what it'll give us, chat. Yep. Hey, you only did 115. What happened? You charged us 125 earlier, I thought. Cats gives us disappointment. I should have guessed disappointment. There's like a 50-50. Because I always lose track of when it gives me a reward. Ooh, looks like that area is the plot. Because I saw some people standing over there.
Oh.
We want to avoid the plot. So we're going to keep that in mind, chat. We could have gone straight to the next encounter. I saw some orderlies. Oh, I got a pack attack. That sucked. Actually, this is also probably for the best. It's probably good to not start a boss battle with no blast gauge. And unlike Zesteria, it is really easy to build it up. Case in point. I'm gonna switch to Magilu to give her some time in the sun, I suppose. Speaking of which, does she have any new spells for me to learn? Because I don't really like Water Mine that much, to be honest. I feel it very disappointing because it's like her first 2 spells are water, so it's like she doesn't cover things that are kind of needed, like fire with spells, which is kind of annoying. Because both of these cover literally snake and water, so there's like no, I don't know. I don't like it, Chad. It's easier to use Water Mine in a combo, I guess, but I just rather have a real spell. Actually, wait a minute. Did we get a, Oh no, she hasn't learned it yet. Never mind. I'm looking for, I think it's called Great Swing or something like that. I want to make sure we unlock that soon. Not sure why I keep switching to manual there. I must be hitting something by accident. Or excuse me, switching from manual, I mean.
Well then, let's move on.
Great Cycle. I think that's what I was trying to think of. Something like that. Enlarges, which spins twice. Yes, 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 yes. This one is so good. And it actually put it in the... I guess I mostly use her default combo when I play her, because I like Up the Sleeve, Great Cycle, and Spirit Beads. So I like having X and B for Up the Sleeve, because it'll change what direction you rotate. So if I see an enemy coming from a particular direction, it's nice to be able to choose. So I feel like these will probably remain the same throughout the game, but this top row and all the bottom rows will change as we get new spells. As I said before, it's kind of disappointing. She doesn't have any intermediate level techniques, and she only covers water element at the moment, which is kind of weak. So we'll do a little loop around, see if we could get any more chests or items. Then we'll go back to the southeast. You can see there's a switch here to flip the element, so I think we'll need to do that to progress. So we should be looping back into the main path we saw earlier. There was a chance to go left. I think we'll also do that once. Yeah. That should be good. So we'll just kind of wrap around here. There are so many enemies here. I was really scared it would get me into an encounter. Like, no thank you. I feel like we built up a okay amount of blast gauge on Velvet. I suppose I can make do with everybody else. Yeah, that one requires fire to pass through. So, it's just checking our goal. It says collect Salatomas from Warg Forest. Fair enough. Because again, according to Velvet, we don't have time to hunt demons, chat. Just remember that. We don't have time for it. People's lives are in danger. That's why we're walking in circles around the forest. Like, we saw our destination and went, nah, we have time. Oh, Velvet. So, unfortunately, I am not recalling if I'm allowed to immediately teleport out of here once we're done with the boss fight. There's a possibility I can't. I know I definitely cannot go straight to town. There's definitely a cutscene. It's just whether I can leave the forest without a cutscene is the question. As I said before, the game will limit your teleportation. It's like nice that you have quick teleport, but then there's a lot of opportunities you can't use it, which is a bit of a shame. So I'm just gonna check each of these paths once. Yeah, we're not gonna flip the switch there. Worst thing that happens is we just end up at that one way and circle back around. I think there's one more path we can take, but we can wait until after the boss for that path at least. I just want to get these ones out of the way because they're a little harder to get to. Velvet's gonna have revenge in many different places. I agree, Chris. The World Tour Revenge-a-thon never ends. Could be against anything. Okay, so I could drop down and come in through this way, so we'll keep that in mind in case we need that for a puzzle. So if the switches were flipped, keep that in mind. Oh. Well, we're gonna have to flip it again. Yeah, we're just having a casual stroll through the forest. We're not in any rush, chat. We're like, we gotta get blast gauge and items first. Yeah, I should be able to explore to the left there. We'll do that on the way out. But I think for now, let's do a quick save. We're coming up to an encounter, but not a boss fight. Hello, orderlies. How are you doing?
You there! What do you think you're doing here?
We could ask the same of you.
We have Rapier Orderly and Two Sword Orderly. Look at that, chat. They don't even drop us items when they die.
No mercy! Wounds that won't heal! Carve in the flesh! Lethal pain! Take that!
Wow, that was a massacre, chat.
Is something going on back there? They didn't look like they were demon hunting.
Ooh,
Are
the
you making that move?
compass is moving, chat.
No, it just did it by itself. He's in sync with his compass, just like Eisen and his coin.
Eisen, you're an Earth Moloch, right? Do you sense anything around here?
No, I don't. It seems Laphicet's senses are sharper than mine.
It stopped, but something still feels wrong.
Like what?
It kind of feels like when we got sealed inside that Earth Pulse.
So a force similar to Inominat's power? I'm starting to think this may be no ordinary demon we're dealing with here.
Yeah, they did not count as a boss. Makes sense. So we got a little extra blast gauge because this was an extra encounter. So Velvet's, I think, one higher. Everybody has at least one, so they should be able to tag swap. So that's good. Not good for our combos, but okay for safety measures. So we have and from the two orderlies we beat up. Let's proceed, chat. The blue barrier blocks the path over here, but it looks like there's two ways to reach it. Ooh, I almost got into an encounter picking up an item. That would be not preferable. So we have the ability to switch the color here. Before we do that, it looks like there's a chest over here. Let's go ahead and take that. Sandra Sash, a belt ornamented with a scarlet rose, enhances fire attacks. I think that's new. Ooh, it also comes with the random skill of blast gauge plus 12%, which is pretty solid, I must say. But I think we're going to continue working on this particular sash first. Okay, so in order to progress, we're going to have to flip the switch. So that just seals off the right path, and we could get around. So I guess it's this is just a way to reset things in case you came in a different way. Oh, I see some herbs. We have to make tank facet stronger, chat. Defense plus 2. Don't mind if I do. There we go, chat. We're just having a pleasant stroll through the forest. We're just kind of murdering random people haphazardly. Our cat spirit count has basically normalized, so that's good. So generally speaking, you don't have to get every cat soul that you come across in order to get the minimum numbered for an event to happen. But specifically, the bonus dungeon requires several thousand. So even though we're at a huge surplus right now, I actually don't know if we have enough for the bonus dungeon. It will cost us like 3k. Easily. So we're still gonna gather them as we can.
Laphicet, do you feel anything here?
No, not right now.
Well, we're coming across a field of the, quote, ugly purple flowers. We're gonna do a little detour around the field and get the shiny thing. Like, no plot, we're avoiding you. Ooh, coarse tempering powder, nice. And what do you have to offer? Oh, a junk item. That's disappointing. Well, chat, time to see what the ugly purple flowers are all about. Let's take a look at our equipment before we go any further. I think we're pretty much good to go. Nobody's... Oh, somebody did master a boot. I had a feeling I missed something, but I don't think there's anything else he could take, right? Yeah, there's nothing else he could take. Just as long as I'm not wasting it. So unfortunately, I don't have many new weapons here. I think if I were to fight outside, there was like a demon blade or something like that we could get from the ogre. I believe. I very briefly recall seeing it when I was looking at their stats earlier. But we'll get another opportunity to get that item anyway, so I'm not in a rush. So let's touch the ugly purple flowers. I mean, to me, they don't really look ugly. I don't know, they're just kind of... I mean, their leaf color is not, like, the best. It looks kind of strange, but I like the flower itself.
Look! Purple flowers!
Yep, Solitoma.
Is the demon the real reason the Abbey's closed off the forest?
Worry about it later. It's flower picking time.
Agreed.
What do you think, kiddo? I told you these things were hard on the eyes. I mean, who puts those colors together?
Yeah, they're really nasty looking. But if they help the others, that's good enough for me.
Lobby set!
This must be the demon we were warned about.
Are you all right?
I'm okay. So much for this demon being hard to find. Is this the Reaper's curse yet again?
We're just getting started.
You've seen this barrier before, chat.
Another barrier!
That barrier. Even my Praetor hearts can't break that. What's going on here? Why go to such lengths to keep this demon alive?
Either way, I don't think we're hauling home any flowers unless we beat up Mr. Bugglesworth here.
Right. Everyone, let's do this!
We're fighting a thick jaw beetle. It is weak to armored and crustacean, which is basically our earth thrust move and our shell splitter move. And then we can also mix it in with our fire move. So basically, if we just use all of our alternate skills that we've already assigned, we should inevitably hit all of its weaknesses with just Velvet. I'm going to draw attention to the fact that this thing has a lot of armor compared to what we've been fighting so far. Not a crazy amount of attack power, but it does hit multiple times, so we have to be careful about that. And you're also going to notice something that's very scary when you're playing on Chaos mode, which is Iron Stance granted for up to 10 hits while casting. So basically, whatever it's attempting to do, we will not be able to interrupt unless we are really, really lucky and we stack a lot of spells. And because we're not using an experience boost, we don't have a lot of intermediate level spells capable of doing this. So we're probably not going to interrupt it.
This thing is so cool! I want to be a bug.
He wants to be a bug, chat.
Stop fantasizing and help us get rid of it!
I think I actually did hit all of its weaknesses there. Now, if we could just get the stun, we can actually basically one-shot this. I did not get the stun. This thing is going to be blocking quite a lot, so it will be kind of difficult to get the stun with any character other than Rokuro. But we can hope that he helps us. Oh. We almost had it again, but again, we kind of need Rokuro to stun if I'm hitting all the weaknesses. But it appears to not be the case. We might be in a little bit of a trouble, chat. Ooh, it dropped another soul. It seems like our allies are keeping up the blast gauge pretty well, at least. Well, I'm gonna Consuming Claw to ignore whatever it was attempting to do. I'm telling you, got you, but I don't got him. We could just get the stun right here. This would be perfect. Because we actually have everything we need. Oh, we got the stun. We got the stun, chat. I don't have a lot of damage, but I'll do the burst damage here. Because unfortunately, nobody else has a meter. And it killed Rokuro instantly. That's not good. I'm gonna tag out Eleanor in a moment. I'm just gonna make sure she builds as much meter as possible. See, now she has 3 meter in case I have to tag swap into her again. I'm gonna do it again. Breath of Heavens, chat. Wow, she's actually really good at stunning it for some reason, but I'll take that. Poor Rokuro. We almost had a flawless victory. Man, do you see it just getting out of those attacks instantly, chat? Like, that's dangerous. Oh, I took so much damage for that. That would have killed me instantly, by the way. If I wasn't in demon form, that 100% would have killed me. Die, beast. So, almost a flawless fight. Poor Rokuro. It did do a lot of damage, though.
Phew! Insect collecting is a sweatier hobby than I thought. Look! Can we keep him?
No, hand it over. I'll dispose of it.
Aww.
The Abbey had some reason for protecting it. Maybe we should keep it alive for observation.
Goodbye, barrier.
You want it, you feed it.
I will! I'll take care of him.
Anyway, now that we've got these flowers, Eleanor and my crew ought to be out of danger.
Hey! Forgetting somebody?
It looks like we've closed the door on this little episode. That insect demon was a bit of a surprise, but I still think this curse business is overblown.
I can count on one hand how many have survived more than 3 years at my side. If you're not careful, you might wind up as corpse number 50.
50?
That's how many comrades I've lost.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just saying, don't let your guard down.
Right.
Now that we've got what we need, we should get back to the ship.
So, no experience lost, fortunately, but we got some grade. So because he died, we got 22 less, but again, in this particular game, I don't think it really matters if you don't get grades super early, as we'll eventually get powerful enough to do a lot of the dire foes, and then we get like 300 grades sometimes anyway. It just makes the beginning a little more difficult, but ultimately, if we need to beat the end game dungeon on a higher difficulty, this is not really a setback for us. So let's see, we managed to get damage reduction by 5%. Since we're taking thousands of damage, the 5% is actually kind of significant at this point. So hopefully if we could get more elemental reductions, it can help us not get one shot. Excellent. So it looks like Magilu has gotten pretty much everything I want in one go. So we got the Sprinter's Ventite from that boss battle. Let's take a look at what that is. We saw the Glaciated Reversal, specifically when health is under 9%. That's there. I was gonna say, it's in here somewhere. I missed where it was. That's fine. Guess we could take another look. I think we got, like, the sprint bonus. Yeah, something like that. Sprinter's Ventite. Increases map speed. Okay. It's just helpful just for navigation. So it looks like our cooking skill is slowly getting there. I'm just gonna cook and eat maybe one more time on stream. Yeah, because see, we capped out again. Well, this time we could get focus 10%. I would rather have the focus 10%.
I'm finished. 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 I'm finished.
I believe I let myself get a little too into it.
She got into it, chat. We got Mysterious Bug and the Salatoma Flowers.
I wonder what they call this kind of bug.
You're way into that thing, aren't you?
So I guess if we look at our valuables... Some of these we haven't really picked up yet, but we got the Mysterious Bug, a cool bug found trapped in a barrier. Laviset really likes it. And the Salatoma Flowers. Wildflowers used to cure the Corsair Scourge. Tastes so bad it could make a grown demon cry. So we are not allowed to teleport out of here. I had a feeling, chat. I had a feeling. Because there is one important skit we have not seen, and by important, I mean bug-related skit. So we've unlocked a teleport back. We could use that, but I think we're gonna get cutscene first.
Ask you a bit of an awkward question. What kind of demon would you say Velvet is?
Well...
Oh, don't worry. I'm not trying to find a vulnerability or anything. I'm only asking out of curiosity.
It's not that I doubt you, Eleanor. I just don't know much about her myself.
You fought against her, haven't you? She consumes her enemies with her left hand and claims their power. She's a demon like absolutely no other. Plunk just about any demon down in front of her, and I bet she could devour it in a single gulp.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty much true. Sometimes demons that she doesn't entirely devour turn human again, but...
What? You've seen demons turn back into humans?
Is it that big of a deal?
Of course it is! Everyone knows that once you catch Demon Blight, that's it. There's no turning back. Although, I did see it happen with the High Priest Gideon. I wonder if there's some kind of connection.
Not that it matters if he turned back, demon or not, he's dead either way.
Whatever it is, it's of no concern to a pirate.
If I were you, I wouldn't worry about what's normal. If things were normal, we wouldn't have found each other.
You have a point.
Sorry I couldn't help, Eleanor.
No, you didn't do anything wrong. But I need to keep digging until I find out more about the kind of demon Velvet is.
Oh no, the kind of demon Velvet is. So we're still not allowed to leave. We still have not seen the skit that I'm looking for, but we could use that to teleport to the entrance. However, we're gonna take a leisurely stroll out instead. Is there anything here I want to fight before we go too much further? Not really. I guess we could fight the ogre on the way out. Oh, I dangerous encounter by accident. Not quite what I wanted to fight, as they killed Rokuro instantly. Poor Rokuro, chat. We're gonna go ahead and take that soul, though. I mean, my goal was to build Blast Gauge eventually, but Rokuro being dead kind of sucks. So why don't we just revive him? Because I kind of want him to get Blast Gauge. There we go. Okay, I'm absolutely going to burn the Mystic Art Gauge here, though. We need to do as much damage as possible. Poor Rokuro, he's trying. I'll try to attack stun them with the... Oh, he died again. Of course he did. And Laphicet's dead. I mean, I'm doing well. Nobody else is doing well, apparently, though. I mean, I'll solo this with Velvet, don't get me wrong. I would just prefer the AI to have, like, a chance of getting Feeder, maybe? Eleanor is apparently still at 3 blast gauge, which is good. So that should give us another 2 souls to continue the combo. They're unfortunately resistant to what I'm looking to do. I'm literally the only survivor again. Our allies are doing terrible, chat. Like, this is not me. Our allies just don't know how to survive a dangerous encounter. So they're very much too undergeared. I mean, I could beat anything with Velvet. As long as I get the stun, we're okay. And as you can see, with the extra blast gauge, this is allowing me to have a good fighting chance. We did almost 30k there, which is kind of silly. Our allies have died. That's not good. Well, it's just us, chat. I've given up trying to revive them. There we go. We're fighting our way in, chat. There's so many enemies fighting us. Oh my gosh. Fortunately, if we hold the Break Soul after exiting Break Soul, we basically frame input into our invulnerability move. So we shouldn't be able to die from that at least. And again, we're gonna try to use Mystic Arts to speed things up, but there is just so many enemies with so many potential ways to hit us, which is not good. Look at this struggle, chat. I don't know what Laphicet's doing. It's just me versus all these werewolves. Okay, that should give us our souls back. So we kind of have a cycle going with Velvet. You can see the power of the cast heal. I would not be able to Mystic Art spam like I am now. Oh, I'm actually in trouble. Wait, I'm in big trouble. Oh, this is bad. Oh, okay, I got 1 extra soul. Yeah, this is not good. This is really bad, actually, because now I'm low. Okay, I got Mystic Art again, though. We might be okay. Oh my gosh, chat. This is one of the things I did not want a dangerous encounter. Unfortunately, we're not doing a lot of damage. See, I got the stun, but I think he's out of souls to give me, which is not good. We might be in trouble here, chat. I'm gonna need them to life bottle somebody.
I'll finish this. No escape! No escape! Eat it! You're wide open! Burn! No escape!
There we go.
That's all. You're wide open!
I'm trying, chat. It's very difficult, especially when you dangerous encounter with no equipment. But we'll get through it. I'm gonna let them know they're wide open, chat.
Just try. Perfect mayhem!
Again, we're gonna try to do as much damage as possible. Oh, nobody else was fighting with me. That's bad.
No escape! Eat it! You're wide open! Burn! No escape! No escape! Want some next? Eat it! You're wide open! Burn! Want some next? No escape! Eat it! No escape! Eat it! Eat it! No!
He's not eating it, chat. Oh, I got the stun at least.
Place of wind! No escape! Hold up! You're wide open! Burn!
There we go. That's a combo.
You don't want to make me angry.
Wow.
I said apologize for losing your temper.
Oh, sorry.
Chat, we had to work for that. Let's not do that again if we can avoid that. Unfortunately, that depleted my blast gauge, so that did the exact opposite of what I wanted it to do. But we got a new skill, chat. The new skill is Shadow Flow, which is a hidden art that stuns, so this is the first of its kind. More importantly, it has Earth and Wind, and since we know I keep not having things that deal Earth and Wind, what we should probably do is... Thinking instead of this... Instead of Water Wake Snake, I'm going to put Shadow Flow here. I think that might be okay. Something like that should be good. So this one is pretty good because it's got a dual element, defense down, and amorphous. So this covers a lot of different types for us. So I will probably... You know what? I'll even... I guess I technically don't need both of these to be Tearing Thorn. I could always favor a side. So I think being able to have an on-demand defense down would definitely help us out in future boss battles. We'll get into a casual fight on the outside to restore our blast gauge. For now, I think this is it. Now we can see where the teleport would have taken us. I guess I could have taken that teleport there. That wouldn't have been too bad. As I said before, we'll do one more fight before we go back to town, just to kind of normalize our blast gauge a bit more. Because, unfortunately, that depleted basically everything because they died. That is the downside. If you die, you lose the blast gauge. You can take a title to keep your blast gauge when you die, which I might have to switch our allies to, honestly. But other than that, I'm going to try to take the ones that give me more blast gauge whenever I use a Break Soul. Just because that's my preferred playstyle.
It looks pretty tough. Yeah, I've been around a long time, but I've never seen anything like it.
It must be a new species.
Incredible.
A new species is usually named after the person who discovered it. The Laphicet rhinoceros beetle, then?
Rhinoceros beetle? Whoa, now, that's a stag beetle if I ever saw one.
No. Those things may look like pincers, but they're actually horns. A three-horned beetle will cause quite a stir in the bug community.
Hey, I know pincers when I see them, and those were some mighty pincers. The Laphicet stag beetle has a better ring to it, right?
What part of that sounds better?
The whole thing. Stag beetles are the strongest, after all.
I can't let that go unchallenged. The rhinoceros is the king of beetledom.
Beetledom? More like beetledum.
That doesn't help your case at all.
Rogaro, Aizen.
I feel a dangerous storm brewing.
The rhino is a one-trick pony with its horn, but a stag can cut its opponents in half. Its weapons can be used in any situation. The stag is a true swordsman.
That's petty trickery. The only beetle with the raw muscle to decide its own fate is the rhino.
But they only live for a year. The stag can survive through the winter.
They live hard and die young. Is the beauty of such a life lost on you?
Why is it that boys get so excited when they talk about bugs?
Rhinoceros, stag, or butterfly. It's all no matter to me.
They all look like cockroaches.
They're totally different!
So, what will you name it?
I think Rhinostagros for now.
There we go, chat. That was the skit I was waiting for. The most important one. We have named the beetle Rhinostagros. I was gonna say, there is an obsession with the bug collecting. I'm assuming that's pretty big in Japan, I guess, because I was just thinking about other RPGs we've played. Things like Rogue Galaxy, for example, had a whole bug collecting minigame.
Salatoma flowers smell so sweet, like raspberries.
Let me smell. Oh, they smell tasty.
Do they really taste that bad?
They lure you in with their scent, but once that flower hits your tongue, its flavor transforms into something dreadful.
Dreadful like how?
The petals melt into a liquid thousands of times stronger than mint, and the leaves and stem taste richer than the richest beef tongue. The two flavors clash and fizz on your tongue, and your whole body is racked with choking pain.
What?
Seriously?
That's what Ifrit told me anyway.
It's actually true. That's exactly what it's like.
You've tasted it before, haven't you? Is there any way around it?
You can squeeze it, boil it, mix it with honey, but nothing gets rid of the taste. Trying to mix it or sweeten it makes it even harder for some to swallow.
Have you taken yours?
No, I'll do it once I'm back on the ship with the pirates.
Wait, are you the type that puts off unpleasant tasks?
Not at all. I simply cannot be the first to drink it when others are still waiting for us to deliver their doses.
You do know that you'll have to drink double the dose after you start displaying the symptoms, right?
Are you certain?
Quit being so stubborn. It'd be better if you just got it over with.
And you've taken your dose?
No, I don't need to. Having a tethered Moloch drink it is enough to absorb its effects.
But to a Moloch, it tastes...
Yes, the cuter you are, the worse it tastes. It's good to be an exorcist, eh, Eleanor?
Do I have to drink it?
Of course not. I'll suffer through my own dose of Salatoma.
Oh, poo. How dull. Whew.
Expedition is returned, chat. So it sounds like Magilu has forced Bienfu to suffer through the Salatoma. So I'm sure that would please the chat to know. Rhino Stag Groach. Oh no. It's the Rhino, the Stag, and now the Cockroach. Combine all of the names. So we're still not allowed to teleport out because there are 2 orderlies in our way. Let's go see what the orderlies want. Oh yeah, Team Subtle.
There's any chance that wanted Moloch would launch an attack here?
His target's probably Loringen, but stay sharp just in case. He might try to break open the bug cage as a diversion.
Wanted Moloch? Loringen?
First that demon Rex Helavis, and then Eleanor betrays us? We're never gonna catch a break.
Quit whining. Cleaning up messes is our job.
Looks like our Abbey buddies are up to something.
And the bug cage. That barrier, I assume?
If so, it won't be long before they find out we broke in.
Then we should make our exit while we can.
So now we're allowed to teleport out. So let's teleport out, chat. So we did get the official pronunciation from the game, Loringen. So good job, Chris. You remembered correctly. I played through it like 3 times and I still don't remember because every time I see that TH, I'm like, question mark. So I want to get into one fight with the troll. If I get the item, great. If not, I'll just take the blast gauge and we'll move on. Because again, having 0 across the board really sucks. So I'd prefer to do it here while I still have an opportunity. Team Subtle versus Team Aware. I mean, I don't know how they didn't notice us, so I think you're onto something. Oh, there's another cutscene. Oh no.
How goes it? Savid! Easy there, bro. I don't got time to spar today. Got a date lined up.
That artifact you've got belongs to Ifried. Why do you have it?
Just picked it up off the ground somewhere.
Don't screw with me, tough guy. I have ways of making you talk.
Ha! I wonder how much pain gets you to open up.
You're the one about to be tested.
It's not up to you how this goes. If I want to talk, we'll talk. And if I want to fight, we'll fight.
What are you?
I'd play more, but I don't want to keep old Pointybeard waiting. We'll chat some more later, with our fists.
Wait!
Aizen! We need to get the flowers to everyone on the ship!
You can handle it!
But you're...
Let's head back, Laffy said.
All right.
So Aizen has left our party. So we're gonna go have to collect him before we leave. So we have yet another detour, Chad. The path to Southgand will have to wait. But what shouldn't wait is our ability to get more blast gauge. Unfortunately, I touched the witch, which is absolutely not what I wanted to do. There we go. I love the chat just goes, oh, Zavid. I know. I'm sorry, chat. I kind of wish he wasn't in this game too, but I guess not everything can be perfect. So we'll be seeing a couple of familiar faces when we go to find Aizen. But for now, we're just gonna fight our way to the port. Ooh, excellent. So it looks like our allies are at least getting some meter, which is good. Yeah, guard broke the troll. Again, we're just trying to build blast gauge, so sometimes it's better just to take control of them manually. Rokuro in particular will not build a lot of meter on his own. So it's good that we got to tag swap into a couple different people. So now we got Ember Earrings max, so that's good. So we did not get what I was looking for, but that's okay. Let's upgrade here. Ooh, she's... do that. We'll go back to Magilu and switch her over to a new item. Looks like the midi blouse is in order. We'll slowly move her up the tiers in terms of items. It seems like she has mastered just about everything. But unfortunately, this means starting back at the bottom of the list. So we did not get any more amphibial shoes, which is a shame. But we got another Castiel, which is good for Magilu. I actually do want that. So now we're kind of in a precarious position, chat, where we are vastly undergeared because we are going back and using weaker items. And then on top of that, those weaker items are not upgraded. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to make our way into the town. We're going to make sure that we clear all cutscenes. And then I think we're gonna take a break for the day once we get there. So we've had yet another complication. That complication, unfortunately, was Zavid. At least Stezel's Rose aren't here. Very true, chat. Very true.
That thing Zavid was holding? What do you think that was?
From the sound of it, it seemed to belong to Eifried.
I've never seen any object or art quite like it. Maybe it's that relic Eifried brought back from a continent across the sea.
An art from another continent. Do you think Aizen will be alright?
That Moloch seemed to know what he was doing. I'd rather we just stayed out of his way, but...
First the throne, and now here. What is Zavid after, anyway?
He was probably just making up that date business. But still, old pointy beard?
Just like Eifried. When I was talking with Benwick, he said Eifried had a pointy beard.
You don't say.
Then I bet Zavid is that wanted Moloch the Abbey's looking for.
Yeah, he must be aware they're after him. And then he baited Aizen into following him, using something that belonged to Eifried.
And I'm pretty sure Aizen knew that, but he went after him all the same. Ugh, this can only go well, I'm sure.
Is Aizen in trouble?
It doesn't matter either way, if his Corsair scourge goes untreated. For now, let's get back to the ship.
For now, let's go back to the ship. Fair enough. Oh, I missed an herb over here. The order of these herbs collected, I don't think makes a big difference. I just need to make sure to take a certain amount of them for clarity. Let's go ahead and make Tank Facet a little tankier. Hello, Merchant. We're not even sure what era Lohengrin was built in, are we? As far as I know, the tower was buried until Lord Melchior dug it up with some Malachim. Heard there was a whole mass of Malachim hibernating underground. Is that true? Asks the peddler. The soldier responds, don't know, but if you told me these sullen creatures came from under the earth, I'd believe you. Again, it seems like it's setting it up for another game, but we'll see. Boy says, today I'm gonna catch the king of the pond, a Renede Resuscitode. Sure. We're gonna check the inn real quick. Okay, no new skits here. We're just gonna make sure to clear everything out here before we continue, I think, next time. So Young Merchant says, I'll be back, I'll let you know if I find any new medicine. So it seems like we're getting a story. So the Improprietress has a son who's basically really smart, but he's frail. And apparently this merchant is giving medicine to her. So we'll keep that in mind, chat. That actually will come up again in the future. Villager says, I just don't understand those exorcists. They send all their men to Warg Forest or Lorengen or any other place nobody lives. Aren't they supposed to be here to protect us? It doesn't make any sense. Why, it doesn't make any sense unless you realize what their plan is. But that's fine. These villagers are not to know of the plan. Let's go ahead and hand in our code reds. Bloodwaiting Agent says, I just hope what you're doing helps everyone out. Anyway, here's your reward. So we beat 2 code red hunts. Let's talk to him again. Apparently there is yet another one we can get. Look at that haircut on that werewolf, chat. That is... Or is that his arm fur? I can't really tell. It just looks like he has, like, not a pompadour, but it looks like he's got a very ridiculous amount of fluff on his head due to the way that that is angled. I'm not sure if that's intended or not. But apparently this is the Frenzied Wolf or the Breed Wolf. And it says, for each successive hit during a Mystic Art, a portion of the expended BG will be restored. Okay, that's kind of useful. So it might cost 3 meter to use, but depending on how many hits there are, I might get, like, it might only cost 2.5 because I get some refunded. That's not too bad. We already have access to it, though. Yeah, I know, that's a super fluff. Super fluff. Oh, chat, here's what I was looking for. Look at that, chat. Look up on the rocks.
Look! A frog! It's unusual to see one this close to the sea.
Hey, I thought of a poem! Day at Port Renede. A frog jumps into the void. The sound of the sea.
Moggy-Loo? What was that?
Just a little poem that popped into my head. My inspiration came from pondering the terror a frog would feel if it unwittingly leapt into the salty ocean. That's...
I don't get it at all.
I got another one! Skinny little frog, Moggy-Loo is on your side. Do not give up hope.
I guess that one is about rooting for a frog?
That's right. I once bet a fortune on a game of chance involving frogs. That was my inspiration for this one. What do you think? Poetic, isn't it?
I think you have a gambling problem.
So, did this skinny frog win?
Nope. I lost my entire bet.
I think we can call that poetic justice.
That's a good one, Eleanor. I did smile at that a little bit. I was trying to listen to the amount of syllables. I think she hit us with a haiku with that 575 there, chat. So pretty good for on-the-fly poetry. Norman Carrot attained. Hello, erudite merchant. It says Burnak Plateau is north through the fens of Nog. So that was the place we could not go to. Levin Tunnel runs underneath the plateau and stretches all the way to Orengen. I have to, or Vortigern. I'm sorry, this is Vortigern. Right, you are, and Vortigern straddles the strait between Northgand and Westgand. Erudite merchant says, yeah, but according to one scholar, Westgand is slowly drifting northward. That means one day it'll run into Northgand and they'll become one joined land. So that's just a reference to how places were connected, by the way, in Zestiria. Because we've technically seen what is currently in Westgand, but it was connected to a place in Northgand. So that's this game's way of explaining why some of the land layout looks different between the two games. It gave you a canonical reason, chat. Gand. Onlooker says, wow, that means there'll be no reason to have built Vortigern. Shouldn't you tell the Abbey about this? Nope. Let's have another save once we're done with the plot. Hello, villager. The sea is a storehouse with an endless stock. If you're hungry, look for a ship. I don't care for all those little bones you find in the fish, though. Hello, soldier. What do you have to say? The demons have been committing terrible atrocities. I know there's little I can do on my own, but I want to do something to stop them. Smith says, I got you covered. I'll enhance your weapons until you can hardly recognize them. Speaking of which, we'll probably do that between streams, do a little bit of enhancement. I'm sure it's not the most exciting thing to see all those enhancements, so I'll try to pace myself so that I can do that between streams. And what I want to make sure for pacing is that we talk to Benwick here.
We've brought back your solitomas. Drink up.
You've saved us! But where's the first mate?
We bumped into some wannabe tough guy Moloch, and he just took off after him.
What? That must have been Zavid! Why didn't you guys follow him?
And leave you all with the Corsair Scourge?
Yes! Eisen's the one in danger here.
Is it because the Abbey is after Zavid?
So you even knew about it? I heard the details from a merchant who deals with the Abbey. Some big-shot exorcist named Melchior has set up a trap for Zavid and Loringen. If Eisen gets caught up in that, he might not make it out alive.
So now there's Melchior to worry about.
Why is Lord Melchior assuming direct command to capture Zavid? Wait, that's not important. What matters is I can turn Lavi's head over to him and finally return to the Abbey.
Melchior is a legate. A powerful enemy, trap or no.
Ugh, you guys are useless! Well, fine. If you're not going to go help him, we will.
What makes you think you're capable of being any help?
Would you let an ally get slaughtered just because you were scared?
What?
We want to save him. Maybe we'll lose. It still won't stop us. We are the ones who decide our fates. Only us. That's just the creed of Ifrid's pirates.
You're a real hothead, you know that? Nobody said anything about not helping Eisen.
Huh?
You all stay here, take your medicine like good little boys, and be ready to welcome back your first mate and captain.
The captain?
Why else would Eisen knowingly barge into a trap, if not to save Ifrid?
Of course! Leave the ship and crew to me.
Here, this one's for you.
Those pirates haven't a lick of sense in them.
They don't let reason dictate who they protect.
If you say so, Demon.
I like Velvet just staring at her. Defeated by Flower Chat.
Now, about where Eisen's headed.
Those exorcists were talking about some place called Loringen.
Yes, it's a tower in the northern part of Westgand where the exorcists train.
Lines up with what Benwick told us. That must be the place.
There must be a lot of exorcists. Hang in there, Eisen.
That'll take more than basic exorcists to do him in.
We ought to pity any poor exorcists who meet the Reaper.
Right. Let's work together and find him.
Okay, so Eisen is out of our party, but I just want to make sure there's nothing else immediately outside the town. We're going to go ahead and walk outside. Cross the bridge one more time. I don't think any conversations have reset. Or actually, I forgot to check over here. Hopefully I did not miss anything. Yeah, nothing is reset. Okay, just making sure. We also want to make sure to stop in any taverns if we see them, so we'll do a double check through. But I think, chat, we're pretty much done for now. We have a little bit of intrigue for next time in terms of finding Eisen, the captain, and unfortunately we'll encounter Zavid again.
Solitoma is as awful as I remember. I'd hoped I'd never have to drink it again.
Are you alright, Eleanor?
Is this your second experience with the Corsair Scourge?
No, I had it for a different reason. In the Abbey, it's tradition for initiates to drink Solitoma as part of their welcoming festivities.
Sounds like hazing to me.
When everyone shares the same experience, drinking something so shockingly revolting, our bonds are strengthened. It's a good thing.
If you say so.
I really did believe I'd never have to taste it again. To be blunt, I hate it.
You're lucky you think it tastes so terrible. That means you also know what tastes good. Right, Velvet?
What does that mean?
Velvet can't taste anything aside from blood.
What? Is that because she's a demon?
I'm aware of one other flavor. Mogulu, here's your dose of Solitoma.
No!
Get back here!
Don't! Keep that salad away from...
I see. The sweet taste of another suffering.
Ooh, an illogical bunch. That sounds like us.
Why does it seem like everyone around me is completely mad?
Yeah! Continuing to fight when you know you'll lose just is insane!
Would you stand around and watch your comrade die just because you're scared?
I wouldn't want to, but getting myself killed wouldn't save anyone either.
Yes, it would be illogical to fight.
Is being illogical really that bad?
Well...
At the Empyrean's throne, I remember Velvet standing, despite the horrible pain she felt. Rokuro is training with all his heart in order to defeat his brother Shigure. And Kurogane used up his own head to forge a powerful blade.
None of that is very logical.
I'm with Eleanor on that one.
I don't know quite how to put it, but I think it's all amazing.
Aren't you forgetting someone?
Magilu is traveling with us, even though she doesn't care. And that...
Yes, go on.
I don't really understand what that's about.
Miss Mogulu, hang in there!
Well, it is amazing in some sense, I suppose.
So it seems we have one more skit near the blacksmith. So we're gonna make sure we get that one out of the way. We'll pop our head outside, and if nothing else happens, then we'll continue next time. Let's see, Apothecary says, did you really collect the Solitoma from Warg Forest? Let's get one thing clear. I tried to stop you. You broke the rules all on your own. I don't want any trouble out of this.
Hello there. You're headed to Loringen Tower too? Just a bit ago, a brawny, silver-haired man asked me how to get there.
Did he say why he was going there?
Something about meeting some friends of his. Exorcists use that tower to train, right? If he has exorcist friends, then maybe he's one too. But he seemed a bit rough and tumble to be an exorcist. I can't imagine a man like him.
Did he say anything else?
He said someone else might stop by and ask about the tower, and told me to tell him if they do. Did he mean you?
No clue.
So he was planning on us following him. What's he scheming?
You mean Zavid? Or the Abbey?
Both.
Regardless, woman continues and says, Loringen Tower is an old ruin north of the Fens of Nog on the west side of Bernac Plateau. Now the Abbey controls the place and won't let anyone near it. Trespassers are dealt with harshly. Yeah, I love that Magilu is just kind of tagging along. It's a very good observation, chat.
Loringen Tower lies beyond the Bernac Plateau.
Blah! If you're gonna set up an obvious trap, couldn't it at least be someplace more convenient?
Okay, that's all I wanted to check for, chat, just in case I have to go outside for something. So I think we've seen about all we need to see. So let's just do, I guess a quick save here will be sufficient. We're gonna pause for now. Yeah, we learned that we're in a very dysfunctional group. I mean, I think we learned that pretty early on. I do like the what you're making fun of with the mystic arts, with the no mercy flavors that won't yield, racking your tongue, choking pain. Maybe that'll end up as a stream title in the near future, or maybe the little blurb that goes out whenever a stream starts. I'll keep that in mind. So in terms of goals, we are not any closer to finding Grimoirh. We did get through Shigure, so we left Port Cadence, I suppose. And we are now not dying of the Corsair Scourge, which I guess is a good thing. But unfortunately, we're now a party member down. And we have quite a bit of area to explore before we end up going to Southgan. Because not only do we have a overworld segment to go through in order to get to Lorengen, but there's an optional dungeon just opposite of Lorengen that we can investigate. And as we talked about before with some of the other NPCs, the location of it also puts it really close to Vortigern. So we'll go check out the outsides of Vortigern, because we were not allowed to exit from one of the doors that we witnessed last time. So we'll double check that area for treasure. So we have quite a bit of exploration to do, and actually quite a bit of plot to go through. Unfortunately, as I said before, that involves Zavid, so I like to apologize ahead of time. But I think everything else involving Melchior as well as Eisen's kind of interesting. And we'll see what repercussions it has for going there. Will Eleanor successfully give up Laphicet to Melchior? Will she actually fulfill the traitor role? We'll just have to see for next time, chat. So I'd like to thank you all for joining, and hopefully you have a good day or a good night, depending on the time zone.